Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. We're calling this Seismic Sunday on the BBC Sports Scotland website. And why not? A titanic title tussle's underway. Hearts are out in front, of course, but Rangers are doing their bit to hunt them down. 15 points from the last available 15 will always help you do that. Add in 2 more wins in the Scottish Cup and Europa League, and 7 in a row isn't bad when it comes to momentum. Illness, rotation and some big signings mean a debut for Danish international Andreas Skov Olsen here at Ibrox this afternoon. A first start as well for Danish under-21 star Tochi Chukwani. While club captain James Tavernier starts at right back and Bojan Majovski replaces Yusuf Chermiti up front. He's ill with a fever. Rangers today go with Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Fernandes, Megoma, Chukwani, Asgard and Raskin. Moore, Majovski and Skov Olsen is the starting lineup here against a Dundee side who've had to rejig things at the back with both Billy Kumetio and Clark Robinson out for over a month. Dre Wright, Ryan Astley, Luke Graham and Amari Samuels will be the back four, with Samuels the one change from the side who knocked Kilmarnock out of the Scottish Cup. Ethan Hamilton will anchor in midfield with Callum Jones and Jan Danda just ahead of him, and a nippy looking front three of Tony Yogan, Ashley Hay and Cameron Congreve. It's a long time since Dundee won here. So long, a certain Argentine star was among the goals. Claudio Caniggia, so impressive in dark blue. Rangers, of course, decided to sign him. It's loud here at Ibrox. The teams are just coming out. They're lining up in front of us. It's Kerry Nidsan and Rory Loy with live commentary. And Rory, this should be an absolutely fascinating afternoon, not just here, but I wonder how many people here have a wee weather eye or a weather ear on what's happening between Hearts and Celtic.
Yeah, absolutely, Kerradine. But it's going to be difficult to know, the long-standing rivalry with Celtic, of course. Rangers fans will cheer if Hearts score a goal, but that may not be the best thing for their league title hopes as well, given Hearts' current 6-point lead. So it's getting to that time of the season. It's fantastic, isn't it, Kerradine, really, to have 3 teams fighting it out for the title. It really is. It's the first time in my lifetime that it's happened, and we're nearly into February, and this Sunday is hopefully a sign of big Saturdays and Sundays to come between now and the end of the season.
And another team in Motherwell who could beat anyone on their day.
Indeed, 4 points behind both Rangers and Celtic at this time of the season is quite incredible. They've lost 3 games. 3 games this season. They lost 18 last year. It's incredible things Jens Bertolaskou's doing across at Motherwell. There's so many stories, so many different things to chat about this season, and I'm sure there will be many come the end of kick-off today. I just hope that VAR isn't one of them, because it dominated yesterday, it dominates a lot, but there's so much to talk about in terms of on the pitch. So let's hope for a good game of football today. And Dundee, by the way, can play going forward, strong defensively, so interesting to see if they can cope with a buoyant Ibrox crowd.
Absolutely. I was here back in August when a Ryan Astley goal nearly got Dundee a famous win. James Tavernier's last minute penalty rescued a point for the home side. You mentioned VAR there. Matthew McDermott is the man in VAR, assisted by Duncan Williams. Right now, the man in the middle, Kevin Clancy, is about to get us underway here at Ibrox. Dundee all in white. They'll be going from left to right as we look on from the main stand. Best seats in the house here at Ibrox. Rangers in their traditional light blue tops, white shorts and the black socks. Dundee will kick us off. It's just gone 3 o'clock, in fact 1 minute past here at Ibrox on this Sunday afternoon. Referee Kevin Clancy, his left hand to his ear, will be about to get us underway. He's just checking something with his 4th official. Barely a seat to be had in most of the ground. What have you seen there, Rory?
I don't know if there's a communication issue. I don't know if they can hear each other, but Kevin Clancy's walking into the middle of the pitch saying that there's a bit of an issue, so the linesman's chatting to Danny Rule as well, and he's about to chat to Stephen Presley, so it looks like it might be delayed for a minute or two.
Yep, we give it the big build up. We were about to kick off, and then there is some kind of communication issue. So while that happens, and they get themselves sorted down there with the communication and the VAR as well, we can just let you know who's on the bench, because we gave you the 2 lineups. The subs today for Rangers: Kelly, Adams, Diomande, Bajrami, Antman, Nsiala, Gassama, Curtis and Danilo. And Dundee on the bench of Kieran O'Hara, the reserve goalkeeper, Ingram, Dingby, Robertson, Murray Halliday, Riley Cottrell and Bevan. Over comes Kevin Clancy to have a wee chat at the VAR monitor. The VAR assistant's on the phone. Well, this is interesting.
Nothing worse as a player as well. You just want the game to get underway. As soon as the whistle blows, all the wee butterflies go away, but it's not ideal, and you feel for the referee as well. There's nothing they can do about it. You know, technology sometimes fails and lets you down. There's so many people waiting on kick-off. But Kevin Clancy's got the headphones on next to the VAR headset. Maybe they're checking something already, Kerridine.
Checking to see if it's 11v11 perhaps. Well, this is really quite unusual. Some of the Dundee players down in front of us are taking on liquids. Interesting for me, given they've yet to kick a ball. They're having to do an extended warm-up. In fairness to the Rangers fans, they're doing their best to create a bit of an atmosphere. And as a player, Rory, as you say, this is pretty much your worst nightmare. You're ready to go, and then all of a sudden you've no idea how long the delay is. The referee Kevin Clancy's talking to both managers. Will they both have to come off?
I don't know whether, I know I've seen it before where they've agreed that they'll play X amount of time without VAR because, you know, it's not working and there's no communication, and then when it gets up and running again they'll let them know. So it's difficult to know what's happening. The wind isn't helping blowing our notes about everywhere as well, Kerry, I have to say, but the Rangers fans are in good voice. Kevin Clancy's going to back onto the pitch now. Not quite sure what the issue has been, but maybe they'll announce something. We'll wait and see.
Well, as we wait for kick-off here, I can tell you that after 5 minutes at Tynecastle, it's goalless. Hearts 0, Celtic 0. There will be lots of Rangers fans in here this afternoon, very, very keen to find out what's happening over in the capital. I wonder what kind of scoreline suits Rangers today, Rory.
Well, that's what I was saying. Listen, it's difficult to know, and it is the boring footballer manager answer, but Rangers need to beat Dundee, and that's all they'll be thinking about. And from Dundee's perspective, they'll be thinking, you know, let's go and get a result at Ibrox and pull ourselves not only away from danger, but let's start looking up the way. So it's a horrible wait, this, because as I said, as a player you get those butterflies, you come out, you want but as soon as the whistle goes, all that disappears and you concentrate on playing. So delaying the kick-off isn't ideal, but it looks like we may be getting going.
The voice of the former Rangers player Rory Loy with me, Kerdy Nidsan. We are live on BBC Sounds Extra, Radio Scotland medium wave. We're on digital and we are online. We are also delayed here at Ibrox. It's about to tick over to 6 minutes past 3. We're not quite sure whether VAR is working. We're not quite sure what the delay was. Both managers are kind of patrolling their technical areas.
Delayed even further for Dundee centre-back to tie his lace, Callum Jones there. So looks like we're finally going to get underway.
There is the whistle. I think that's the first time I've heard an ironic cheer for the referee's whistle at the beginning of a football match. Rangers have the ball. They will be delighted to be underway. They're just stroking it around at the back. It's a pretty familiar, pretty solid looking Rangers back line. Jack Butland in goals has 4 clean sheets from his last 6. He's just chipped the ball out to his captain over on that right hand side, James Tavernier. And Rangers in the blue shirts and the white shorts will just try and build through the pitch, but they've given that away. It was loose from Raskin, and Dundee, a couple of early touches for them as they get involved in the Rangers half, and they try and play in Cameron Congreve down that right hand side. And that's an interesting insight into the way Dundee might play. Congreve playing quite high up on the Rangers backline, looking to get his pace involved, and now Rangers will chip the ball forward. Dundee just a little bit of defending too. The ball's on the halfway line and the white shirts are trying to crowd round it, and an early touch there for Tello Asgard, who's come on to quite a game, the Norwegian international for Rangers in the last wee while. The attack breaks down though, and Dundee at the back will try and pass their way out of trouble, and they've just passed their way into trouble at the moment. Well, that is loose, and that will be giving Stephen Presley down in front of us kittens, because the last thing you want to do is give the ball away on the edge of your area when you've just played a minute and a half at Ibrox.
No, you're quite right, Kerridine. It's nervous moments, those, but Stephen Presley spoke about being brave before his interview and not desperate. So whilst you are taking a risk at times, you know, lumping the ball up the pitch and it coming straight back is not ideal either. So it's getting that balance of knowing when to get rid of it, but knowing when to try and retain possession. But it looked like they certainly got away with it there.
Ryan Astley has just passed it there to Dre Wright, who's come in from right back just into a central position and managed to steer the ball across to the other side. Amari Samuels is playing over there at left back. He has the impressive Luke Graham just in front of him. And Dundee comfortable on the ball at the moment, but they're deep inside their own half. We've played 2 goalless minutes here at Ibrox on BBC Radio Scotland. Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan with the full live exclusive commentary. I can tell you that there has been a goal at Tynecastle. Benjamin Nygren, after 7 minutes, has given Celtic the lead there. No goals here as the Dundee keeper gets a touch. And Dundee builds through Luke Graham. He's got a few interested onlookers in him. He's been so impressive, the 21-year-old. It breaks down for Dundee though. Jack Butland takes a touch and he's going to be charged down unless he gets his right foot through the ball, and that was actually Hay for Dundee sliding on Butland. I don't think there was any contact there, was there? Although what's happened here, the referee's given something.
Yeah, I think he's given a free kick as far as I can see. I don't know if these linesmen's been in communication, because the referee certainly couldn't see. There was nothing in it. I mean, that happens a million times over. A goalkeeper goes to clear the ball, and he's got every right, Ashley Hay, to go and try and win it and block it, but never came off, and Rangers get the foul.
Well, I have to say I saw absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. However, Rangers will have the free kick, pretty much like a goal kick, as Butland, all in orange, has the ball. 32-year-old Bristolian, right-footed, chips it high, looking to start a Rangers attack, and Asgard just comes back to Raskin, back to Manny Fernandez, takes a nice touch with his right foot and gives it to Raskin in the centre circle just inside his own half. On that right-hand side is Tavernier, looking for Andreas Skov-Olsen to get involved. Debut for him, first start for Tochi Mane, Rangers' latest signing, as Dundee have the ball with their own goalkeeper. We've played 4 goalless minutes here, and Dundee, while comfortable at the moment, won't want to make any rash errors at the back. And John McCracken, I wonder, will he go? Yes, right-footed, chips it up towards Congreve on halfway. Lovely touch from Congreve, nice pass actually from the goalkeeper, playing out from the back, and Dundee will just come back to go forward. They've got nice comfortable possession deep inside their own half. They've already drawn here earlier this season. They were really impressive that day. Of course, different times then. Russell Martin was the manager, and Rangers were all over the place, but this is nice and composed from Dundee in his opening minutes, Rory.
Yeah, and that little chip pass from McCracken was exactly what I was talking about. You don't need to always overplay it. Rangers tried to squeeze the game. Raskin came right up, Chukwueze came right up, and it was just a clip ball into Congreve, who pinned Magoma and took a really nice touch. But there's not a lot in the game so far. It's not really settled into any sort of pattern so far.
Fernandez on the ball for Rangers. Magoma gets the ball from his goalkeeper. He's had an impressive start to his Rangers career. Jade Magoma, I'd forgotten how young he was, 19 years old. Yeah. He's so quick, absolutely lightning quick when he turns on the afterburners up the left wing. Nobody's going to catch him.
I tell you what as well, I mean, he's played a lot of football for his age, and he was involved. Dundee get the foul there. I thought Rangers were going to be in for half a second. He's played a lot of football as Dundee go down the other end.
Yeah, the free kick's taken quickly. Cameron Congreve's at the edge of the Rangers penalty area. Nice touch from him. Can he get the cross in? He can. There's no takers for Dundee. That rolled across the penalty spot. Nobody was near it. And the white shirts of Dundee pick up on this right hand side with Jan Dan, the first time ball in. Chance here, and out comes Butland. Really good adventure from Dundee. That's the first involvement in a serious sense for the Rangers goalkeeper. 0-0 after nearly 6 minutes as Raskin plays the ball to Telo Asgard. And out on that right hand side now to the captain, James Tavernier, gives it to Skov-Olsen over on that right wing, the new boy.
I think that was his first touch there, Kerridine, Skov-Olsen.
Yes, he comes with big pedigree, 40 caps for Norway. He's on loan from Wolfsburg. He's highly rated. Can he impress on his Rangers debut? He's pretty much in a conventional sort of right wing position at the moment. We'll see if that changes at all. Miofsky up top for Rangers. Mikey Moore on this left hand side as Dundee have the ball in their own penalty area. Again, nice calm possession for Dundee. They're trying to build through the thirds, and it's just overplayed slightly by Dre Wright into the path of Dandan. Rangers will pick up. It's a touch for Chukwueze, who's right in front of us on this near side, as Butland gets a touch for Rangers. Nearly 7 goalless minutes here at Ibrox, and I think the fans are just waiting for a bit of a spark as Butland chips it out wide looking for Skov Olsen, who gets a nice head to the ball and nods it down to Majowski. Skov Olsen on that right hand side, bringing Rangers number 7 into Tavernier, skips past a couple of Dundee players. Good play from Tavernier up to the edge of the area. Chances here for Rangers, gets back to Tavernier, can he get his shot away? Still Tavernier's going, nobody can get the ball off him. He's now had to play the ball back out to Magoma. He thinks about the first time ball into the area. Chukwuani out to Raskin, who's urged to shoot. Instead he chips it forward to Majowski. Is he offside? No flag at the moment. Plays it back to Tavernier. Can he get the shot away? Chance here from Magoma. Nobody wants to get their shot away. Now the linesman's flag goes up. I'm assuming it was from Majowski, who did look clearly offside to me, and I do wish he'd put that flag up earlier, Rory.
Yes, but that's not the rules. If he's a little bit unsure, he needs to let play continue and they can look at it again. So he's kind of bound by the laws of the game at that point, the linesman, although it is frustrating to watch at times. It's the first time Rangers really have managed to probe Dundee, and James Tavernier, lovely little 1-2. He got the break of the ball a couple of times, but I thought he was going to swing his left foot at it at one point, wasn't able to do so as Rangers squeezed the game again.
Yes, slightly guilty of overplaying were Rangers there, but you can sense the game's starting to come to life now. We had that Rangers attack, the Congreve cross, Butland having to come and take it away from the feet of Ashley Hay, and then Rangers, a nice move. Tavernier looking full of energy as usual up that right hand side. He just kept going and going, played the 1-2. Majowski just slightly offside. 8.5 minutes played here at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Dundee 0.
I wasn't sure if Chukwuani would maybe play deeper than Raskin and Raskin would push on further, but it's been the opposite so far. Poor pass by Raskin there, actually straight to Dre Wright, but they win the ball back.
Telo Asgard takes a wee tumble. Is the referee going to play advantage? He tries to, but the free kick goes to Rangers. No goals here. A reminder that Celtic are a goal up after 15 minutes at Tynecastle. Benjamin Nygren with his latest goal and what's been an impressive start to his Celtic career. He's top scorer over there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether Raskin or Chukwuani would be the deepest one. It looks like Raskin and Chukwuani. When Dundee have got the ball at the back, at times it's actually Asgard who's beyond Majowski. They're trying to press the game, and Dundee at times are able to just to clip it into their front men, but they've got the squeeze in their press a little bit better now, Rangers, over the last couple of times, and a bit of sustained possession for the first time in the match.
Rangers have been really good with set pieces recently. There's another one coming now. James Tavernier curls it to the back post. Up go the heads there. Now chance for Fernandes. Takes it on his chest. Well, I think if he tried to maybe nod the ball back across goal, there could have been chances there. But there were 4 Rangers players appeared to beat the Dundee offside trap. It was a goal kick to Dundee, but that was very, very close.
Yeah, it was tight. The Dundee player stepped forward as the 4 Rangers players ran in behind, and it was a little bit unorthodox from Fernandes. You know, such a big guy. You're looking for him just to head it back across goal for one of the other 3 to tap it in, but he couldn't quite get the ball to drop for him.
Well, he's become a bit of a goal machine, Manny Fernandes. 5 from 17 appearances is not too shabby at all when you're a centre back. A lot of them coming from corners. He's huge, big imposing figure, and I think he and his centre back teammate Nasser Jiga have settled down well and proved a lot of people wrong, because earlier in the season they weren't too impressive at all. Now the Rangers fans are furious here after 10 goalless minutes because Telo Asgard was pulled back there. They're asking for a card to come out, which is not going to happen. Kevin Clancy just happy to keep the yellows in his pocket for the moment.
Yeah, he'll not get away with that too many times, because it's really good use of his body from Telo Asgard. He's a big lad, he backs in and he uses that to spin, and if he got on the end of it, he's got options to play forward. So he's a very, very lucky man, I have to say. Luke Graham not to get away without a booking there.
We are going to have an action replay, I think, of the free kick that we just had about a minute and a half ago. It's in roughly a similar position, midway inside the Dundee half, central position. Nagoma's there, but I don't think he's going to take it. It's going to be Tavernier who's having a wee chat with the referee, and the Rangers captain just puts his studs over the ball with his right boots and looks towards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rangers players at the back post. Instead he goes short. They've mixed it up, have Rangers. Now can Chukwuani get the ball in? I think he's going to get a corner kick, first of the game, goes to Rangers after 11 minutes. Yeah,
Scott Fry's out in the dugout applauding that, so he obviously works on more than just balls into the box and movement within the box. Magoma taking it short there, playing it out wide, and the 2 new boys combining to win Rangers a corner.
Yeah, certainly confused me. I called that completely wrong. Corner kick to Rangers, 11.5 goalless minutes played here at Ibrox. It's going to be an in-swinger from the far side, except that Kevin Clancy wants a wee chat with I think Ashley Hay and the giant Manny Fernandez, who's towering above him. That is a mismatch if ever I've seen one. Corner kick is taken
free
short.
at the back post, nobody's got him.
Can Rangers deliver the ball in at the second time of asking? Tavernier skips past his man, chipped into the box now, chance Rangers, goal goes in, oh, but the offside flag has gone up, denying Tochi Chukwuani his first Rangers goal. It will of course be checked. Chukwuani heads it in, the linesman's flag went up, it will of course be checked.
I mean, it was crying out, that ball into the back post. I did mention to you, Keradine, that Miovski was standing all on his own, and Chukwuani actually pulled off Dre Wright, and there was two of them at the back post waiting on the ball coming in. It's a really good ball into the box, but interesting to see if it's given as a supporter makes his way onto the pitch and makes an absolute fool of himself.
And three stewards in the fluorescent jackets catch him and take him and escort him out of the ground. So key moment this as we wait for VAR to check whether the initial call from Colin Drummond over there at the far side linesman of offside is correct. Dundee will be hoping so, otherwise Rangers have an early lead, and Chukwuani has a dream start to his Rangers career.
It's close, Keradine, I do, because Miovski looked offside, but Chukwuani for me looks like he starts slightly deeper, so I think it's going to be very, very close.
Referee Kevin Clancy has his left hand to his ear. He's still awaiting instructions. I presume they did fix VAR, did they?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Otherwise, the free kick would have been given and play would have resumed. So I'm assuming there's some form of communication going on between the referee and the VAR at this moment in time. But we wait to see. Obviously, it'll be factual. There'll be no call over to the screen.
Well, we had a big delay here in kick-off, and we're having yet another delay because referee Kevin Clancy is still waiting to find out what's what. He's talking to a couple of the Dundee players there. Not for the first time this afternoon. Both sides are hanging about, waiting to get cracking again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we are right on the halfway line, so we don't have a great picture of it. Just as it left the foot of it was Tavernier that crossed it in. I think Chukwuani was maybe behind the defender, and as he's moved, it's caught the linesman's eye. So I've got a feeling this may be given, but as I said, we're not really in a great vantage point to see.
Still we wait. The clock ticks towards 14 and a half minutes. Kevin Clancy's getting yet more instructions. John McCracken's waiting to take a goal kick. It looks like it is going to be a goal kick. John McCracken's being told to put the ball down. Looks like the goal won't stand. Kevin Clancy is saying take the ball back because it's an offside on the 6-yard line. No goal.
I mean, why is Kevin Clancy not communicating that it's offside before he's telling McCracken to the crowd who've been waiting for the last 4 or 5 minutes to find out what's happening? Why is he not putting his arm up to indicate offside?
We are back underway. We are still goalless. Chukwuani is frustrated, but Rangers, such a threat from set plays. Got big physical players all over the park, and a narrow offside has denied them an early lead, much to Dundee's relief as the all-white visitors try and play up their left-hand side. It's gone out of play though. Rangers should have a throw-in over on that right-hand side. Captain James Tavernier's in a hurry to take it. He takes it to Chukwuani, who just had that disappointment of his first goal for Rangers ruled out for offside. It's Keradine and Sal and Rory Loy live on BBC Radio Scotland. We're on Sounds Extra, we're on medium wave, on digital and online. It's a fascinating afternoon in the Premiership title race. Celtic are a goal to the good at Tynecastle. Here at Ibrox, no goals and Dundee in possession. It's chipped towards Ashley Hay. Shot comes in from distance. That's never going to trouble Jack Butland overly much. Who was out with the shot? Callum Jones, wasn't it? Took it first time. You like his ambition, but execution all wrong.
Yeah, it was a good pattern of play actually. Clipped it into the striker, laid off to their third man running midfielder, and he gets a shot and goal. It was never going to trouble Jack Butland, but
potential trouble here for McCracken if he doesn't hurry up. Well, I just wondered why he didn't come out quicker. Maybe my eyes were deceiving me there. The goalkeeper did get his right boot to the ball before Miovski and Moore could get there. Dundee could be in trouble here. Dre Wright gets away with it. Is there a counter-attack on here? Cameron Congreve is asked to go and chase after it, but one of his teammates is down just outside the centre circle. Somebody needs some attention here.
Yeah, it was Big Fernandez go in and won the ball, and he caught him on the side of the head. However, it's not Kevin Clancy's fault, the technical issues and the really close offside decision which led to the delay, but it's been so stop-start. It's been difficult to enjoy the opening 16 minutes of this game because of the stop-start nature of it.
Well, one thing is clear, we're not going anywhere quickly because it's 22 minutes past 3. We've only played 17 minutes of football, and there'll be add-ons as well for that long wait for VAR. Dundee going route one. Callum Jones has made a really good run there. Chance for Dundee. Can he get the cross in? Oh my goodness me. Well, what a chance that would have been. Screaming for the ball in the middle there. And Dundee were nearly right in.
Yeah, they were. And listen, it's not a well thought out run really from Callum Jones. It's a very basic run. It's a good run. But I did say before the game, despite their good defensive record, that the two centre-backs, Giga and Fernandes, have got a mistake in them. And I mean, Giga's all over the shop. I actually think he tried to pull him back and then let go. As Dundee won a corner, but worrying signs for Rangers, that.
Corner for Dundee. Ashley Hay there had a tap in if they could have squared it. Chance here. In comes the shot. It's blocked away. And the referee is unhappy with something. One of the Rangers players has been fouled there, and maybe just as well, because Cameron Congreve's shot, well, it would have been blocked away for a corner kick, but that's a couple of chances for Dundee now warming into the game.
Superbly worked as well. The short corner played into the feet of the man in the front post. He knocks it back and then it's cut back to Congreve, and you're thinking for all your life that he's a right good player, he's got good technique. Is he going to bend it in the corner? But I think it was Majowski was clipped as he's made his way out to block it, and a free kick was given.
Fascinating game here at Ibrox. Evenly poised at 0-0, 18.5 minutes played as Majowski goes down, no foul given. And Giga has it at the back for Rangers, all the way back to his goalkeeper Jack Butland, who's pressed by Hay. And it's meant that the ball's chipped out towards Moore, who can't quite keep it in. Well, that's nice energy from Ashley Hay for Dundee, drawing the error from Butland. And McCracken casually plays that across there, and Dundee chip it forward. That's pretty aimless though. That was a little bit loose from Luke Graham, and the home fans just urging their side forward. Nearly 20 minutes on the clock here, no goals. We did have that Chukwueze header from a corner, or a Tavernier cross after a corner, I should be more precise, ruled out for a very marginal, we think, offside.
I would assume, given the time it took to draw the lines and things, it was marginal, but if they've arrived at the right decision, then you don't mind waiting that wee bit longer.
Nice head flick from Majowski. Mikey Moore takes a lovely touch and bamboozles Dre Wright. Then he plays the ball forward towards the run of Tylo Asgard. There's a warm round of applause from the skill shown there by the 18-year-old Londoner on loan from Spurs. Really nice play from Mikey Moore. Rangers have the ball in the centre circle. And some of the fans around us are a wee bit impatient, and that's why Manny Fernandez puts his head down and tries to get Mikey Moore away down his left hand side. He just is beaten to the ball by Dre Wright, who goes down. I'm not sure he's going to get the free kick. Oh, he's maybe a wee bit fortunate there. He takes it quickly, he tries to drill it through to Cameron Congreve. It goes completely wrong, but the referee wants it retaken anyway. Well, the fans are a little bit restless here at Ibrox at the moment.
Yeah, the reason for the restlessness initially was that Giga had the ball in the right centre-back position. Skov Olsen dropped into a lot of space just on the halfway line over on the right-hand side. He was the obvious ball to play. He's barely had a kick, and the Rangers fans were waiting on him receiving the ball, and Giga decided to turn back and play it into all the bodies, and that sparked the initial frustration, followed by Dre Wright calling what you call in the business buying a foul.
No goals here at Ibrox as Dundee try to do something about that at the moment, but the long ball breaks down. We've played 21 goalless minutes here. They are 7 minutes ahead of us over at Tynecastle, where a Benjamin Negrin goal has Celtic 1 up. Skov Olsen goes down there. The fans roar for a free kick. Referee's happy to play advantage. Rangers will have a throw in. That's a welcome to Scottish football for Andreas Skov Olsen. He hasn't done too much so far in his opening goalless 21 minutes. Maybe he'll warm up and ease himself into the match. Over on that right hand side is James Tavernier, who wants more movement, the Rangers captain. Raskin back to Olsen, back to Tavernier, and Rangers come back towards the halfway line to try to then go forward across on the other flank. Instead, Fernandez goes back to Nasser Giga, and the captain Tavernier with his orange boots over there on that far side, easily identifiable. Rangers just looking to try and prize Dundee open. There's a good shape about the visitors. They've got pretty much everyone back. Very compact, very disciplined, and that's why after 22 minutes we still await the opening goal.
There needs to be a little bit more movement in front of the ball. Keradine, Chukwuani and Miovski, they're kind of standing with their arms out asking for it, but they're not moving into space to receive it. And ultimately, if you're going to do that, the centre-backs have got no choice but to pass it back and forth until you're in an area to receive the ball. Mikey Moore guilty of it as well. Asgard's the only one really for me who's really shown an effort to get on the ball and make things happen so far.
Down in front of us, Stephen Presslett, I sense, will be by far the happier manager after 22 minutes. And Congreve had a high boot there. It was accidental. I don't think there's going to be any further action from the referee.
No, neither there should be as well. It was a couple together. I mean, it doesn't mean it Congreve. Intent's not always relevant, but I mean, it just wasn't. It was a free kick and no more.
Nice flick there from Bojan Majowski, who looks sharp today for Rangers out on the far side. Now it's Tavernier, first time ball, he tries to bend it in. It's deflected away for Rangers, second corner of the game. We've played 23 minutes and it's still 0-0.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating. Any time that Rangers win a dead ball situation in the final third, Danny Roll walks back to the dugout, sits down, and Scott Fry comes out. So obviously he can't communicate from the players to the players from there, but he's obviously interested in seeing what he's worked on and see if it come to fruition. In
comes the Rangers corner kick to the back post. Dundee head it clear. It's Mikey Moore at the edge of the box there. I think he plays the ball down into the ground and away for the goal kick, and it's still Rangers 0, Dundee 0.
Yeah, probably had the opportunity to bring that down there. I know his eyes probably lit up, but that's a difficult technique. That he screws it into the ground. He looks to the heavens because it was a really poor effort. He's capable, Mikey Moore, but very, very difficult one to execute.
This is reminding me a lot of the earlier game here at Ibrox between these two sides. It was way back on August the 9th. Finished one apiece, but I remember Dundee being organised and compact and looking reasonably threatening. They'd love a similar scoreline, but now they're having to defend. Dre Wright's going to play it back towards his goalkeeper, who's going to scramble over to his left-hand side. The Rangers press is good. Asgard's there. The Rangers fans are furious because they feel that was just a shoulder charge. Asgard can't believe that foul's been given. Rory Law, your thoughts?
Yeah, it looked like a fair enough challenge to me. A shoulder barge, coming together. The Dundee player tries to step in front of Asgard and take him out the game. Asgard reads it and wins the ball. I think Dundee are very fortunate to get away with that one there, I have to say. Tony Yogan's a threat for Dundee, but he's not been in the game. I'd like to see him hold his width a little bit more. He gets sucked into the pitch quite often, and I think when Congreve gets the ball, he's trying to double up with Hay to make it a front two, but Yogan's a threat. You just want to see him get on the ball and have a run at Tavernier, see what he's got.
The voice of Rory Loy, who started his career here at Rangers but had a couple of really good years at Dundee. It's Kerdy Nitzan alongside him with the live commentary. 0-0 here at Ibrox. Rangers against Dundee, 25 minutes played over in the capital. They've played 31 minutes and it's Hearts 0, Celtic 1. As Rangers with the ball inside their own half, with Rascan out to James Tavernier, the captain, who steps over halfway and sees what's in front of him. Telo Asgard is over there on that right hand side. He has to come back in field to the diminutive Belgian international Nico Rascan, wearing the number 42 for Rangers. Back to the Norwegian international Asgard. Majowski has had to come back. He's well patrolled there by Luke Graham. Dundee solid and compact in their formation. It's almost a back five, isn't it? Nearly a back six when Rangers are kind of coming forward, trying to press every inch of space. Chukwuani, the new boy for Rangers, just outside the area. The white-shirted Dundee players crowding Rangers out. Magoma has to go back to Fernandez. Mikey Moore has to go back to the halfway line to Giga. Rangers just trying to probe. That's a terrible ball from Giga, who's literally just given it straight to Ashley Hay. Now Dundee are struggling to get men forward. Hay still has, he's got a couple of Rangers players beside him. He's tried to stab it across there to that left-hand side to Imari Samuels. No idea what Nasser Giga was thinking there, but now Dundee have possession of the ball. They're not doing anything with it, but they're just content that they now have the ball on the halfway and they can maybe try to build over on this right-hand side. Dre Wright to Cameron Congreve, steps in field, nice footwork from him, manages to get the ball to Danda, and Dundee will just try and pay patiently once again. Callum Jones for Dundee, Now over on that far side is Amari Samuels, who's come forward from left back. He sees the run in front of him. Instead he beats his man, and that's stabbed towards the corner flag. Tavernier's going to have to keep that in, otherwise it would have been a Dundee corner, I think, and that's a nice play from Rangers, who have a chance to break away. But well, the patience that they're showing at right back is not appreciated by some of the Rangers fans around us. Now there's the head flick there. Can Skov Olsen get there? Showing a really good turn of pace there. He nearly got in front of, I think it was Amari Samuels over there. He gets a knock to the head. Well, that's the new boy Andreas Skov Olsen on his debut, turning on the afterburners. The Danish international couldn't quite get there, but clearly he's pretty quick.
Yeah, and you say what's going through Nasser Jigger's head there. Well, it's the same thing that goes through his head at least once or twice every single week, because he's guilty of that on a consistent basis, just passing the ball straight to the opposition.
Nice football from Dundee. They have the ball down near the corner flag with Cameron Congreve. He's looking lively again, is Congreve, 22-year-old Welshman. He's been a really good addition.
Yeah, he's a good player
to the Dark Blues. Yeah, really good. And you can just, as soon as he gets the ball, he's so comfortable in possession. He's got a couple of nice little touches and flicks, and he's causing all sorts of problems for Jaden Magoma, who's at left back for Rangers. Dundee have a throw in, which they are not in any hurry to take, and referee Kevin Clancy just says, speed up guys, or there's trouble brewing. So they're now going to launch this long. Ryan Astley has come to take it from centre back. This is going right into the mixer, as they say. Here it comes. It's headed up into the air. Astley gets a chance to head it back into the Rangers area. That's Manny Fernandez who's underneath it. Not a convincing header. And I think we're going to have exactly the same as we tick towards 28 and a half goalless minutes here at Ibrox. Another long throw coming for Dundee. Somebody comes and offers himself short. That's Amari Samuels. He's not going to get it. Ryan Astley, another throw in deep into the Rangers penalty area. Flick there. Shot comes in. They've just stabbed that over the crossbar. Was that Congreve who was in there? Danda as well. Goal kick for Rangers, and the natives are a bit restless here, Rory.
Yeah, they are. It was Callum Jones again who just hits it over the bar. Now the difficulty, you watch, you think back to Motherwell's first goal yesterday, trying to get a goal against a low block, and it was players running beyond the defence, and Mikey Moore, Miovski, Magoma, when he's up the pitch, they all want to come towards the ball. Asgard as well, they all want to come towards the ball. They need to run in behind to create a little bit more space, because Dundee got a lot of men behind the ball, and they look a threat when they got the other end. Dundee, I thought they would, and they have done.
Rory Roy and Kerdianitsan live on BBC Radio Scotland. Rangers 0, Dundee 0. We've played nearly half an hour here at Ibrox, and we still await the deadlock to be broken. It has been broken over at Tynecastle. Celtic are a goal up there. They've played 36 minutes. Here come Rangers. The cross is deep to the back post. Chance here. Miovski's underneath it. He can't get any power in the head of it. He acknowledges the cross from James Tavernier. A great spring in his step, Bojan Miovski. He got up miles in the air, but he just couldn't get any power on the header. Yeah,
it was difficult to generate power because the ball was so loopy. You want a driven ball, but to be fair, when the ball travels that distance, it's a very difficult one to get right. And Miovski gets up well. I'm just wondering whether he maybe would have been better trying to nod it down to Mikey Moore, who was running into the box. However, it doesn't lead to anything at all for Rangers.
0-0 here at Ibrox after half an hour. Raskin has a man free on this left hand side. It's Mikey Moore. He tries just to take it past his man. He's done really well there to get by Dre Wright. He has to cut back onto his right foot though. Jaden Magoma, right footed, delivers into the area. It's a good one, headed away by Dundee. Tavernier on the edge of the area, thinks about a shot, gives it to Skov Olsen. Now Tavernier shoots, it's blocked. Skov Olsen slashes his left foot at it. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Dundee, but that's a little bit better from Rangers from an attacking sense.
Yeah, Mikey Moore commits Dre Wright. He gets past him, causes a little bit of panic in the Dundee defence, and then Tavernier plays a nice 1-2 with Skov Olsen. He tries to just shape it into the corner. The ball gets blocked, but Rangers fans appreciate that a little bit more. But I think the Rangers fans feel that Dundee are delaying the game at every opportunity. Most teams would when they come here, but it's the first real sign Rangers have shown of getting in behind Dundee.
I've got news for them, Rory. They're not going to speed up Dundee. They are going to take their sweet time, especially if the score remains the same. It's 0-0, and Ashley Hayes done really well there. He's chipped it towards Congreve, but he'll never get there in front of Jack Butland as the Rangers ultras behind his goal in the Copeland stand jump up and down and try and create some atmosphere in the ground. It's a good crowd here. The Rangers supporters, of course, revitalised, just like the team, with the way that Danny Roll has got them back on track and challenging for a league title. And well, there's going to be a twist and a turn today, you would think, with Celtic a goal to the good after 38 minutes at Tynecastle, and Rangers trying to build their way through there. There's going to be a free kick. Kevin Clancy is telling the Dundee players to cut it out.
I spoke about Dundee having an out ball now a couple of times. They've tried to float it up to Hay, and there's not many, if any, players in this league that are going to out-jump Manny Fernandez and win a header, and he's winning them so comfortably. The first opening 5-10 minutes of the game, Congreve pulled out onto Magoma and they floated one in there, and he was able to hold the ball up. If they go central, Giga and Fernandez are just going to eat everything up in terms of aerial battles.
Rangers coming forward through Skov Olsen over on that right hand side. Possession wise, 60 to Rangers, 40 to Dundee, and that's why, well, you might think it's even given the scoreline 0-0. That pretty much tells you why. Rangers are trying to do something about that now. Dundee have got everybody back. Rangers have come halfway into the Dundee half. Mikey Moore has two Dundee players around him. He's played a poor ball across to that right hand side. Dundee can pick up, but they're going to be crowded out in midfield. They've done well though, Dundee, still to keep possession. Do they have an out ball like you're talking about, Rory? Jan Danda might find one now to Dre Wright. They're across halfway. Nicely played out from the back by Dundee. Cameron Congreve has Magoma. He's left-footed Congreve, and he comes infield now. Just steps back to Jan Danda, and Dundee just take a pause, take a breather, and Danda now invites Congreve to go down. In comes the cross. It's a good one, and stretching there as Fernandez does well, and the clearance is completed by Magoma. Neofsy gets a nudge in the back. Nothing doing there from Ryan Astley. Perfectly fair, says the referee. And Dundee once again will pick up, and again it's Congreve. Skips away from Magoma, who pushes him back towards halfway. I say he's left-footed. It's actually quite difficult to tell, because sometimes he goes on his right side, sometimes he comes infield on his left. He's a box of tricks. Cameron Congreve, can he produce something for Dundee today? We shall see. The ball at the moment's on the opposite flank, the Dundee left. Looks like they'll have a throw in exactly on halfway. 34 minutes played. Still we await the opening goal here at Ibrox. Over at Tynecastle, they've only got 4 minutes to go until half time. Hearts are trailing. Negrin's goal has Celtic ahead in the capital. We're about to see a little momentum shift potentially in this ever fascinating Premiership title race. He'll give chase for Dundee. He'll get in there behind Fernandez, who misjudged that. The offside flag goes up.
See, the thing is, Kerridine, Ashley, he doesn't need to make that movement early, because Fernandez and Giga, they don't see these runs. So it's not as if he's playing on the shoulder and he needs to be clever. See if he just holds his run and makes that run, he'll get in behind no problem at all. Because Fernandez and Giga, they've got tunnel vision. They just stare at the ball, and any runs in behind them exploit them. Which shouldn't happen, but it does on a regular basis. That ball into space, that percentage ball, causes Rangers far too many issues.
Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan on BBC Radio Scotland. We're on BBC Sounds Extra, Radio Scotland Medium Wave. We're on digital, we are online. We are on track at the moment for a 0-0 draw. We're 10 minutes away from half time, and still Rangers can't find a breakthrough. Telo Asgard, the Norwegian international, trying to do something about that just now over on the right hand side. In comes the cross, nearly gets to Mikey Moore and nearly gets to Skov Olsen. Dundee hack the ball clear. Giga comes to help out, and everybody is inside the last 2/3 of the Dundee half. Dundee are camped back. Rangers are trying to break them down, but so far Dundee are holding firm. Rangers with the ball over on the right hand side. Chikwani chips the ball towards Mikey Moore, who goes down. The Rangers fans want a penalty, which is never coming in a million years, and Imari Samuels miskicks the ball, and Rangers have it with Raskin just outside the area over on the right hand side now. Skov Olsen is there. Can he get the cross in? He can't, but it looks like it's going to be, actually it might be a goal kick. There's a double deflection there. The Rangers players and fans want a corner. Yeah, referee Kevin Clancy gives a goal kick. I think that's about right. 36 minutes played. Stephen Presley screaming at his team to get out. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, I think he gets both calls right there, Kevin Clancy. I don't think for half a second it's a penalty on Mikey Moore. He goes down far too easily, and then it does look like it's the double ricochet where the ball goes out. But Stephen Presley's normally very calm. He's not happy at all with something that's going on within his team, whether that's the shape, the structure, or the inability to hold the ball up at times. But he's got the specs off and he's irate.
I was about to say that. He took the glasses off in the left hand and he used his right fist to berate some of his players. They're doing pretty well though. Cammy Congreve is doing well now. He's chasing the ball down, but Jack Butland will get there. He puts his right foot through the ball. That's a little bit loose from the Rangers goal. Oh, Samuels takes a poor touch, and that's given it straight to Skov Olsen. Can he keep it in? Well, he can't keep his feet, and Dundee will pick up.
He's got ice skates on, Skov Olsen. That's not the first time he's fell over.
He tried to put the afterburners on there and just fell on his backside. And luckily for him, Imari Samuels, his mistake was not capitalised on as Rangers through Chukwuani come forward now, the new boy. His second appearance, but his first start, really good body strength from him. He's on the ball just now, looks a good player, very physically strong. I say that, there's a commentator's curse, he's just given the ball away. That's the first mistake he's made all game, but Jan Danda is taking the ball all the way back and taking his sweet time to give it to his goalkeeper, who is crowded out by two Rangers players, and now Chukwuani will have time to get the ball back. He's dispossessed though, and Dundee will try and come forward. I think they've given it away. That's a loose pass there though from Callum Jones. Now Telo Asgard for Rangers might think about the shot, and it comes! Good save from the goalkeeper. That's the first really good bit of action from Rangers in an attacking sense. They still come forward down the left hand side. The cross is blocked away, I think, for a throw in. Telo Asgard, right footed, powerful, and the keeper dives to his right hand side. Good save as the throw in is taken beside the corner flag quickly. Chukwuani will look to spread the ball across to the centre circle. Raskan knows that Magoma's wide left and free. Jaden Magoma takes a couple of touches. Might he think about beating his man and getting to the byline? Yes, it's exactly what he does. In comes the cross now. It's a good one. It's just too strong. Well, I say it's a good one. He just misjudged it, put too much on it, and it's out for a throw into Dundee. 38 goalless minutes played. Yeah,
it was a pretty poor effort, I actually thought, from Asgard. He could have went either side. He could have actually ran in further, I think, and committed some more defenders. Pretty comfortable save in the end from McCracken, but Chukwuani he's played relatively well so far, but he needs to get that out of his game. That diving and he's barely touched, and he's thrown himself down with his arms in the air. It's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest, Kerridine.
Mikey Moore giving chase here. He's well dealt with though by Dre Wright, who knew that he was going to come on his inside, and Dundee, they're still struggling to get the ball out of their own half at the moment. Jan Danda might just have to put his foot through the ball just now. He tries to play up towards Hay, but that's well read by Fernandez for Rangers. And Raskan will pick up the ball. He's having to go back into the centre circle though. Again, there's a little bit of impatience amongst the Rangers fans surrounding us, and that's because with 6 minutes to go until half time, it's still goalless here as Raskan goes on the overlap down the left hand side. He just cuts inside, and that means he's given Dundee the chance just to get the ball away. There's absolutely nobody from a Dundee perspective inside the Rangers half, so it's just played into the open space, and Rangers will pick up with Chukwuani, who had that header disallowed early on for offside. We've had that Telo Asgard shot saved by the goalie. It's a couple of moments ago.
Fernandez and Giga are, every time they get the ball, they're so lackadaisical, they're so laid back, and they're at risk of giving it away. They've defended fine from cross balls and balls into the box from Dundee, but their general awareness and they're far too relaxed. He puts his hands in the air, and Dundee, for me, if I was Stephen Presley, I would be leaving them on it and just at the right time getting that squeeze, getting that press right, because they'll give you it back.
Well, they are quick up front, Dundee, with Congreve on one side, Yogan on the other. Ashley Hay through the middle, he can move as well.
He's barely been in the game, Yogan, and he's a right good player. You need to try and get him involved a little bit more often.
Ashley Hay goes down looking for a foul in the centre circle, not going to get one. Rangers come forward now through Asgard. Now a chance for Chukwuani with a shot. Good save from the goalkeeper. Well, he really should have scored there, Tochi Chukwuani. He's had one disallowed. There was just not quite the conviction there with the left-footed effort. It was saved by the feet of the goalkeeper, and he's cutting a frustrated figure. The 22-year-old Danish under-21 international. He could and should have had two today.
Yeah, he should have scored. He absolutely should have scored. Telo Asgard for me has been the most clever player on the pitch so far. He's picking up good positions. His touch is good. He's turning. He's feeding balls through. He's causing Dundee loads of problems with the spaces he's picking up, and I think he's been very good so far, Telo Asgard.
4 minutes to go until half time, and you just sense that Rangers are ramping things up a wee bit here at Ibrox. The goalkeeper's had a couple of good saves to make, well, a couple of saves to make at least in the last wee while, as Dundee try and take the ball for a run. It's Ashley Hay who's got three Rangers players around him, and that's why he's having to go back the way, and Dre Wright will need to put the outside of his boot round it to get it back to his goalkeeper. He's applauding Hay in front of him. Half-time in Edinburgh, Hearts 0, Celtic 1. Negron with the goal early there at Tynecastle. We have 3.5 minutes to go here at Ibrox. We're still awaiting the breakthrough as Dundee are in possession in their own half. We've had a couple of saves from the Dundee goalkeeper John McCracken, one from Taylor Asgard, which was fairly routine, although there was power in the shot, and a much better save when Tochi Chukwuani was clean through from an Asgard assist, and he really should have scored. Danish under-21 international, who's already had a goal ruled out, a header that was ruled out for what we think is a tight offside. So Rangers will feel that they should be ahead. They have had their chances, but Dundee, they've been organised. 3 minutes to go until half-time. Fernandez being urged to play it long. He's got a willing runner down the left side in Magoma. Can he keep the ball in? Just by the corner flag, he's done really well, and the ball's played off him. Well, I thought that would have been a throw into Dundee. Looks like it's going to go to Rangers.
Yeah, plays it back off Congreve. To be fair, it was a bit overhit from Fernandez. He does as well as he could in that situation, Magoma.
Gray Wright pinches it and now goes on a run. I'm not sure his legs are going to carry him past Giga there, and Nasser Giga gets it back to Jack Butland. Well, what age is Gray Wright now? 30. Yeah, he's still got some good pace there.
Come on, your legs go at 30. That's the natural time that your legs go. That's the party line, is it not, Kerridine? As soon as you hit a 3-0, your legs are gone.
Well, not there from Gray Wright. He literally ran from near enough the corner flag, made an overlapping run to try and get the return pass. Nothing doing. Good energy though, and he's going to have to show energy because he's up against somebody who's even quicker in Jaden Magoma.
Yeah, my tongue was in my cheek slightly there. It just seems to be the way, isn't it? As soon as you turn 30 and you have a ropey game, your legs have gone.
There's the first yellow card of the game. It's a foul on Taylor Asgard. Now the Dundee captain was over there, Ethan Hamilton. I don't think it was him that was booked though.
It was, yep.
It was
booked,
okay.
yep.
So Hamilton into the book, we think, and Rangers with a free kick midway inside the Dundee half. It's to the right of centre, and it's another chance for them to get everyone forward. Chukwuani is an imposing presence in there. Manny Fernandez, even taller. Nasser Giga's in there. Bojan Majowski's in there. The Rangers captain James Tavernier, right-footed, takes the free kick. It's curling towards the back post. Dundee get the ball away. Mikey Moore will pick up. Has to go back to Jaden Magoma, and he goes to his captain. He'll get another chance to chip the ball. Here's a chance taken on the chest. An overhead kick. Oh my goodness! Nearly goal of the season, and that's extraordinary there. The effort coming from Manny Fernandez, who I think if he'd headed the ball, I think he would have had a much better chance of scoring. Instead, took the ball on his chest, went for the bicycle kick, and it was just wide of the right hand post. You cannot fault his ambition.
No, well, I described his effort earlier as unorthodox. Well, that beats it hands down. You know, you're thinking just run on and head it into the back of the net like you've done 4 or 5 times this season. He chests it up in the air, he tries the overhead bicycle kick, and it flies past the post. But in reality, he should have scored with his head.
If he takes it on the head, if he directs it an inch or two to the left or right, that had to be a goal because McCracken was stranded. 2 minutes of time added on. We'll start right now.
How is there only 2 minutes with the delay with the offside goal and the stop-start nature of the first 15 minutes? I'm surprised there's not at least 4.
I think some folk have got dinner reservations. They've looked at their watch and they've seen that it's 9 minutes to 4. So we are into those 2 minutes added on. Dundee have managed to weather the storm so far. Rangers have been better in the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. We had that overhead kick from Manny Fernandez, and a long ball nearly causes problems there as Butland has to come to the edge of his area because Fernandez and Giga once again didn't look particularly convincing there, but Nico Raskan does at the moment. He's taking the ball for a run across the halfway line. He's got a white-shirted Dundee wall in front of him, though, but Rangers play through it. Chukwuani on this left-hand side cuts infield on his right foot. Chukwuani up to the edge of the area, plays a loose ball forward. Oh, Dundee don't get the ball away. Can Rangers get the shot away? And it comes now from Tavernier straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, and John McCracken says thank you very much and claps that one, and he'll be in no hurry to get this ball forward at 0-0.
Yeah, it's not a particularly well weighted ball from Skov Olsen. little bit off it and Tavernier can step onto it. Instead he's having to kick it far quicker than to shoot far quicker than he would have wanted to, but a good run from Chukwueze there. He's growing into the game.
It's Rory Loy and Kerry Nidsan on BBC Radio Scotland. It's Rangers 0, Dundee 0. Half-time score at Tynecastle, Hearts 0, Celtic 1. We're a bit behind things there. We had a delay at the start of this game. We're now having a wee delay while Rangers have a free kick, which may well be the very last action of this first half, because the clock is ticking towards 47 minutes. The regulation 45 have come and gone. We're nearly finished, the 2 minutes of time added on. Dre Wright heads the ball for a throw in. I wonder if anyone's going to take it. They won't. Well, there are a few boos around Ibrox. Rangers haven't been terrible, but they haven't got a goal either. I wonder if that's maybe for the official. Rangers have had their chances. They had a spectacular overhead kick from Manny Fernandez just a few moments ago. They had a goal ruled out. Debut boy Tochi Chukwueze had a header that was ruled out for a narrow offside early on. The goalkeeper had a couple of saves. John McCracken saved well from Chukwueze when he was clean through. Telo Asgard had a shot as well. Dundee, they were disciplined, they were organised, they caused a few problems for Rangers up the other end. Jack Butland hasn't had any clear-cut saves to make, but there were a couple of Dundee breaks. They will be happy though, Dundee, that they have not lost a goal so far. It's going to be fascinating in the second half, fascinating as well, given the score at Tynecastle as well, with Celtic a goal to the good there. Here at Ibrox, it's Rangers 0, Dundee 0.
And if you're Derek McInnes, you're in there saying, for me, I'd be saying, listen, we need to get it wide, we need to get crosses in the box, and if we do get another chance, we have to take it. And I think if Hearts get a goal, I think it will then become difficult for Celtic.
1-0 it is for Celtic. The half-time whistle has now sounded at Ibrox, so let's get across to our commentary team there of Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan.
It's goalless here at Ibrox. It's been a pretty good game of football. Rangers took a wee while to get going. When they did, it was nearly spectacular. Manny Fernandez, just before the half-time whistle, from a free kick that was chipped towards him, took it on his chest and got into position for a spectacular overhead bicycle kick, which went just narrowly wide of goalkeeper John McCracken's right hand post. Frankly, if he'd taken the header on instead of the overhead kick, I think he would have had a better chance of scoring. Rangers did have a goal disallowed early on. It was the new boy Tochi Chukwueze, his second appearance for his first start for Rangers. Cross came in from the right hand side. His header was good into the bottom corner, but there was a narrow offside decision against him. There was also a couple of decent saves from the Dundee goalkeeper John McCracken, who had to deny Chukwueze when he was played through by Telo Asgard. Chukwueze really should have scored, saved by the feet of the Dundee goalkeeper. And another chance for Rangers came when Asgard was played through, and his right foot shot from outside the area was strong, it was true, but there maybe wasn't enough direction in it, and it was a comfortable enough save for the goalkeeper in the end. Up the other end, well, no real saves of note that I've noted down for Jack Butland, Rory Loy, but Dundee's discipline and their energy and their organisation at the back means they're pretty worthy of a 0-0 half-time scoreline.
Yeah, they are. They've not really caused Rangers too many problems offensively, which I've been disappointed about. The two players I was looking forward to seeing today were Scott Olsen for Rangers, obviously it's his debut, and Yogan for Dundee, both playing on the same side, and the ball's hardly went down that side, so from that point of view, neither of those players have really been in the game. Dundee have been organised, as you say, Kerradine, but Rangers should have scored. They've some gilt-edged chances. Chukwueze should score when he's clean through with his left foot. Didn't look comfortable on that left foot despite having a good first half, and I think Telo Asgard, who for me has probably been Rangers' most intelligent and creative player in this first half, should do better when he's bearing down on goal with his right foot, as we've seen how capable he is against Annan of scoring top class goals. So look, 0-0 at half time. Stephen Presley will be happy enough, although he didn't look happy for large parts of that first half. So Rangers need to do more. Dundee will be quite happy, but they need to do more also offensively if they're looking to win this game.
Dundee did get a point here early in the season. It was August the 9th. They very nearly got a 1-0 win, but a last-minute James Tavernier penalty bailed Rangers out on that day. At the moment, as things stand here at Ibrox, Dundee are set for another valuable point. At half-time, it's Rangers 0, Dundee 0.
It's always likely to be a hugely important afternoon in the battle for the 2025-26 Premiership title. As things stand, it's going Celtic's way because they are beating Heart of Midlothian, and Rangers as yet unable to break the deadlock against their visitors Dundee at Ibrox. Full live commentary, remember, to come from Ibrox. You'll get that on the radio if you're on 810 medium wave. If you're going on to BBC Sounds, it'll be Radio Scotland Extra. Of course, it's also available online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Pat Bonner, what have you made of the first 45 minutes there at Tynecastle?
Yeah, well, I didn't expect too much different. I always thought that Hearts would have a period in this game where they would dominate the ball and push Celtic back, and could Celtic, and I did ask that question, could they handle that pressure? And I think they've done that. Yes, the two big chances the Hearts got could have ended up with a goal, but it hasn't gone in the back of the net. And then, of course, and what surprised me slightly was the way that Celtic approached it early on. We'd expected maybe to get a ball down and pass it and try to control the game that way, but they didn't. They controlled it in a different way by playing the ball in behind, running after, being aggressive, and doing all the things that you would maybe expect under a Martin O'Neill team. So you can see the influence that he's had on. He's been here many times before when he was a manager. He knows how difficult it is. So you've got to be able to handle that, and you've got to play to your strengths to a point, which is is that Celtic strength at the moment, playing balls in behind. They have got the pace of Maeda, one side Yang, they've got the big guy now up front, and you could see even from Schmeichel at the early on when he went to play those balls up to him. That was probably what was told that he was told before the game started. Then he started to mess around a little bit and passing the ball, and that just allowed Hearts then to get a little bit of control on that sort of last almost 15-20 minutes. But Celtic have survived it from that perspective. It'll be really interesting to see, can they continue what they were doing, and I think they will, because Martin will take them in and say, listen guys, what we've been doing well in that first opening period was putting that ball, and that's what we continue to do, nothing else. Don't try to be too adventurous by playing balls out through the thirds of the pitch, because Hearts, if they get it and get the crowd on, putting the pressure on, and we lose a goal, then we could end up losing this game. So they're in a very, very good position. Hearts have got to do something. I definitely think that Kabori up front is not Shanklin would have better movement and so on, but that's what they have got to deal with. That's what they have, and they've got to find a way to get back into this game.
They've got to find a way, otherwise further questions will be asked from Celtic's point of view, I guess, other than a few scary moments at the back, and obviously the fact that Heart of Midlothian have produced those opportunities, two good opportunities, one of them absolutely outstanding when Kizaridis was clear through the middle. They are clearly going to have to find a way through and be more clinical in that second half. In the SWPL this afternoon, Aberdeen 2, Motherwell 1, Hibernian 5, Hamilton 0, and Celtic with a narrow 1-0 win against Montrose. Hearts against Partick Thistle kicking off shortly, and at 4:10 the big one, Glasgow City against Rangers. All the SWPL action on the BBC Scotland channel tomorrow night at 7:30. Right, let's get back to the action. Of course, there'll be a few moments before they get up and running at Ibrox, but that will be available on BBC Radio Scotland Extra, on Sounds, on medium wave and online, here on FM, on the radio, online and on BBC Sounds. The second half live from Tynecastle. It is Heart of Midlothian 0, Celtic 1, live on Sports Sound and BBC Radio Scotland with Pat Bonner, Ryan Stevenson and Liam McLeod.
The third meeting between these two this season, Hearts winning the other two, and first at the end of October turned out to be Brendan Rodgers' 293rd and final game in charge of the club. Hearts won 3-1, Murray putting through his own goal early on before McGregor equalised 4 minutes later. The second half goals from Kizaridis and a Shanklin penalty won the day for Hearts, who won 2-1 in the second meeting at Celtic Park. Braga and McEntee with the goals as the hosts and league leaders kick off in the maroon shirts, white shorts, left to right towards Gorgie Road. Celtic in the green and white hoops will shoot towards the Roseburn school end of Tynecastle, where that pocket of their supporters are off to the right in. 1-0 Celtic lead. A hugely important 45 minutes this. No changes for either team. at the start of the second half. So Gordon in goal for the hosts. Steinbender, Halkett, Findlay, McCart, Milne, Magnuson, Leonard, Braga, Kizaridis, Cavore. For Celtic, Schmeichel in goal. Arojo, Trusty, Scales, Tierney. The goal scorer, Nygren, McGregor, Engels, Yang, Maida, Chwanchara. Celtic on the ball on the halfway line with Engels, goes back to McGregor, but he sold his teammate a little bit short there, but Kabore can't make the best of it, and it breaks to Liam Scales, who rolls it to Maida. It's an atrocious ball by Maida, straight to Kizaridis, who's challenged by Arojo, and then Trusty goes in on Kabore. Did he get any of the ball? Kabore's on the deck, he's rolling and writhing on the grass. I think Stephen McLean has brought that back for the incident just before that, and Dyson Maida selling his teammates big time there, and he's fortunate. All that's resulted from it is a free kick to Hearts midway inside the Celtic half.
What you don't do is play a square pass, 40 yards from goal or so, across from your left all the way across, easy ball for somebody to cut it out, and then you're under severe pressure. Bad mistake from Maeda. They've got away with it, and it is a free kick to Hearts.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've got away with it so far, haven't they? But if Hearts profit from this, it's all come from Maida's decision making there. Hearts free kick can set the tone as well. Milne's free kick doesn't set the tone. It's atrocious as Maida's bass was, and it's headed away by Maida, who gave it away in the first place. Hearts have it on the left with Kizaridis to Braga. He's a bit level with the penalty spot, fancies his chances here, and the sliding challenge takes it behind there for the corner kick to Hearts from Chwanchara, back doing a defensive job. It is a Hearts corner, and this is an opportunity for Leonard to get this into the box as they look to start the second half, as they mean to go on. And we know the threat of Hearts from set plays. And a chance then for Leonard to swing it in with the right foot from the Hearts left as they attack the goal to our right. In from Leonard, it's quite deep towards the back post. Findlay wins it and scores! It's an equaliser! And Stuart Findlay, against the club he was a youngster at, scores yet again, his sixth of the season! And that could be ginormous for the league leaders, who have pegged the champions back. Findlay headed at the back post from the corner, and it is Heart of Midlothian 1, Celtic 1.
I'm going to say it's a minute and a half, everything you shouldn't have done. Maeda giving the ball away, then a poor cross in from Milne for the free kick. It goes, they manage to go out to Braga. He does well to get the corner. Good corner in from Leonard. We know Stuart Findlay can attack the ball well, but I'm going to be 100% honest here, Packy. Schmeichel should save that. No?
Even
I know he heads it down.
Even it's a long cross away to the back post. I think he should be coming, trying to get a punch on it at least as a goalkeeper, to the pressure off your back four. But let me tell you, Celtic set up with a zonal 4 across the 6-yard box. Hearts had 4 players, and then Celtic had 2 marking them.
Yeah.
And it allowed then for players like Findlay not to get round the back and go and attack the ball. And they were set up, but it almost, and Liam, you're right, absolutely right. I did say they got away with it with Maeda's square pass. Obviously they didn't get away with it because it all comes from that at the end of the day.
And I mentioned it can set the tone, and Hearts now minus some crucial players. Let's not forget Celtic are missing crucial players as well. Carter Vickers, Johnston, Jota hasn't kicked a ball all season from both teams, shorn of players who would have likely started this match. But now the momentum is with Hearts, and it's all stemmed from Maida's pass.
Yeah. So what I know the crazy thing is, Liam, at any level, literally as you're just saying it, I was just about to say, one square pass has just wrecked Celtic. And I mean, Martin O'Neill will just be standing there, and you just think, why did you do that?
Yeah, and the other thing is, I did say before the game, set pieces,
so crucial for Hearts.
So crucial. They've got 5 players. Celtic have got the 2 centre halves plus the big lad up front, Shivan Chara. So that is always going to be a tricky one for Celtic, and it's been proved.
Hearts are finished the first half strongly. They're starting the second even stronger here. 1 apiece at Tynecastle.
Now is about pressure, Liam. Now is about can Celtic handle this Obviously the crowd's up for it. Hearts have got their goal back, and now can Celtic think about what they're going to do in this game.
And incidentally, Ryan Stevenson, that's Craig Halkett and Stuart Finlay scored 12 goals between them, 6 each.
Unbelievable. See, if you're going to do anything in a league, you want your strikers to be scoring 10, 15 goals, but you need your centre halves to be scoring from set pieces, and they too are so dangerous from set pieces just now.
Halkett's header straight to Yang, looks to fire it through to Chanchara, left hand side of the box. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Didn't ever look likely. And it's behind for a goal kick. Everything right now, and it's early in the second half, but everything right now is pointing towards Hearts.
Well, that couldn't have been a better start for Derek McInnes. I mean, he'll be saying to his players in the changing room, listen lads, go out and start the second half well, try and get ourselves back in the game. And I mean, after what was that, 3 minutes, they've got a goal. But I still go back on, obviously we're quite a high vantage point here. Packy will know better than me, but I just think it's a good ball in from Leonard. There's a lot of height on it.
The height for me is allows you to get.
Schmeichel has to get close to his post there, does he not?
Of course he does, and that's the second part of it. But I think the first part, because it's such a loopy, long cross away, and it's inside, he heads inside the 6-yard box at the back post. I think you almost get a punch on it. You sort it out, and then you don't have to make the save. That's the key. I would like to see it again, to be honest.
So a throw into Hearts here on this near side, and for those who are wanting to hear the second half at Ibrox, just about to get underway. It's Rangers 0, Dundee 0. That's live on Sports Sound and BBC Radio Scotland Digital, medium wave and BBC Sounds. Rory Loy and Keradine Idsan.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome back to Ibrox. We are about to get underway for the second half under the floodlights here in Glasgow's south side. Rangers 0, Dundee 0 is perhaps a slightly surprise half-time score line. We had a massive delay at the start of the first half. No such thing here as referee Kevin Clancy just looks to his watch and gets us underway for the second 45. You can just sense that most folk around this ground know that Hearts have equalised at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Celtic 1 over there. Rangers don't need to take care of business here, and they're trying to do that straight away as they go up into Dundee territory, and Dundee just scramble the ball away with Amari Samuels. We'll give you a wee rundown on the teams in just a wee second. Once things settle down, we'll get the early thoughts as well from Rory Loy, who's alongside me in the commentary box here as Rangers try and come forward. That's a somewhat loose back flick from Jan Danda. It's given it to Rangers in a dangerous position. Skov Olsen thinks about the shot. Now it comes to Tilo Asgard. Shot over the bar there. Is that Bojan Majowski? Now is the referee given a penalty here? What's happened? Majowski got the shot away. Kevin Clancy's pointed, I think, towards the spot. The ball went over the crossbar.
Yeah, he's given a penalty kick, there's no doubt about that. Whether he's brought over to VAR, as the strike comes in, it's blazed high and wide and handsome. However, he is caught. Whether it's enough to say it's a penalty kick or not, I'm not quite sure. The Dundee players are absolutely incensed. I think it's Nico Raskin who was arriving late in the box, gets the shot away, flies over the crossbar. Kevin Clancy points to the spot. It's very difficult to tell from where we're sat as to whether it's a penalty or not, but that's the decision that's been given.
Well, early drama here. A minute and a half into the second half. Rangers, it would appear, have a penalty kick, and Dundee are not happy about it at all. Their captain Ethan Hamilton, who's already on a booking, is having a long chat with referee Kevin Clancy, who is now pointing to the penalty spot as if to say VAR has had a look and the award of the penalty has been confirmed. Dundee furious about it. It was Nico Raskin who went down in a heap. The shot went over the crossbar, and this is a massive chance early in the second half for Rangers, and it will be Mr. Reliable, their captain James Tavernier, of course, who will put the ball down on the penalty spot. Well, shortly after that, Hearts equaliser at Tynecastle. Is there another little pendulum swing in the title race here at Ibrox? Penalty to Rangers. It's James Tavernier against John McCracken. Tavernier waits, so does the referee wait to make sure everybody's outside the penalty area. Kevin Clancy, the referee, just making us wait a few seconds longer. Now then, James Tavernier for Rangers thinks about it. Up he steps, right-footed, scores! Into the right-hand corner. John McCracken nearly got a touch to the ball. I think he maybe even did get a touch, but all he could do was help it into that right-hand corner of the net. And after 48 minutes here at Ibrox, thanks to captain James Tavernier, it's Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
Yes, indeed, he's simply too much pace on it for John McCracken, who goes the right way, gets a hand to it, but it's past him before he can claw it back out of the goals. And Rangers go 1-0 up. It's very difficult, as I say, to cast an opinion on the penalty decision itself, given that we see it once, we see it live, and we are so far away from it. So it'll be interesting to see again, but it was confirmed by the VAR officials that it was a penalty kick, and Rangers find themselves 1-0 up.
Well, two sets of officials had a look at it, and both were happy. The initial decision was penalty from Kevin Clancy, confirmed by VAR and dispatched with power and accuracy by James Tavernier for his 9th goal of yet another impressive season. Even more impressive given that he's not necessarily started every match for Rangers. There's been lots of coming and going. We've obviously changed manager of Rangers.
I mean, he's a top scorer in the league with 6 goals. Miovski and Sharmiti are behind him on 4. So for Rangers to find themselves where they are in the league and so close to the tops, crazy, given the lack of goals really from forward players.
The Rangers fans are on their feet. They are in full voice. It's just the start to the second half that they would have wanted. They huffed and puffed a lot in the first 45. They couldn't blow the Dundee house down, but they are ahead now thanks to yet another well taken James Tavernier penalty, and you can sense that Rangers really fancy it now.
Yeah, Danilo walked onto the pitch just before the players come out, which you don't often see the manager do, and you had a wee word with Gassama, so it'll be interesting to see if after 10-15 minutes probably Skov Olsen, you'd imagine, will give way after his debut and Gassama will come on. It'll be interesting to see.
The Dundee supporters are being completely outsung by a full Ibrox. The Rangers fans in full voice as Dundee try to come forward here. They're trying to do something about a 1-goal deficit. Rangers 1, Dundee 0. 50 minutes played here at Ibrox, over in the capital. Hearts 1, Celtic 1. Celtic were ahead at half-time, but Hearts managed to get the equaliser. Free kick is taken quickly. Yogan has it for Dundee. He'll try to get to the byline. Good looking cross. In comes the head. Just couldn't quite get there. Up from the back was that Graham. I think Luke Graham was in there, and I think it came off his head last, and that's why Rangers will have a goal kick, but that's better from Dundee.
Yeah, it's the first glimpse of Yogan we've seen, Tony Yogan, and it's a really good ball into the box. He can be a bit erratic from those areas, but he does dig one out. I think Dundee expected to do better from that position. It was a golden opportunity and one of few that they've had.
Rangers go long, and that'll come all the way through to John McCracken in the Dundee goal, who was finally beaten after 48 minutes. That well struck, well taken James Tavernier penalty. Dundee with a big job on their hands now. You sense that now Rangers have got their noses in front, and given how tight the title race is, that the home side will really fancy things here from now on in. But Dundee have done well to break through the Rangers press. I say that, they've just given the ball away, and Rangers get the ball out to Andreas Skov Olsen, who has to go back to his goalkeeper. Yet really to impress the Danish international, 40 caps for Denmark. He was an unused sub in the 0-0 draw against Scotland, and that was back in September 5th. His last appearance for Denmark was in the 3-0 win in Greece. He's trying to get himself back into the Danish squad. They've got a World Cup playoff coming up. Rangers pressing down the right hand side. Tavernier fouls his man though there. Luke Graham it was that was taken down there by the Rangers captain. And we have Diomande coming on now for Rangers, and it's Chukwueze who's coming off. Interesting timing, just 7 minutes into the second half, but that's his his first start for Chukwueze. He's coming off, and Diomande is coming on, and Gassama as well. will be replacing Skov Olsen, which is the substitution I think you were expecting, maybe, Rory?
Yeah, I didn't see him having a word with Mohamed Diamandi. He certainly had a word with Gassama, so look, I think Ciccone can be delighted with his debut. It wasn't perfect, but he showed good signs that he's able to pick the ball up, run with it. He's strong, he retains the ball well. Made a couple of mistakes, but I think he can be forgiven given it's his first start here. Skov Olsen wasn't really involved, didn't offer very much at all. However, I'm sure there'll be more to come from him as Diamandi and Gassama take to the pitch looking to make an impression.
The Dundee goalkeeper takes the free kick, goes long towards the edge of the area. It's come off the toe of Raskin. That means Dundee can pick up through Jones down this left hand side. He does well to take the ball off Tavernier, plays the cross in first time. Rangers should be able to get this away. Early touch there for Diamandi, who's just come on as a substitute. And Dundee will have a throw in. It'll be just on halfway. Imari Samuels goes back to Luke Graham, and he plays the ball across to Ryan Astley. What do Dundee have in the locker now? A goal down after 54 minutes.
It's changed the complexion of the game because Dundee now need a goal. That's not to say that in the next 15-20 minutes they're going to go gung-ho and try and get it. They'll probably look to time that a little bit later on in the match, but I still think they'll believe they can get a goal in this game. They just need to show a little bit more belief and confidence on the top end of the pitch.
Congreve has the ball taken off him by Jayden Magoma. Congreve sticks to his task though, and that round of applause is for Jayden Magoma, who's just helped settle things down for Rangers. They've gone back to goalkeeper Jack Butland. Taylor Wasgard takes it on the chest, and now Magoma takes a heavy touch, but he gets away with it. He's over halfway, still he's going over on that left hand side. Raskin's over there giving him support, but he's just trundled that out of play. Dundee will pick up. 55 minutes on the clock. Rangers 1, Dundee 0. That James Tavernier second half penalty, the difference between the sides. Dundee have just given that straight to Rangers. An early touch for Diamandi. Yang has scored for Celtic, another goal at Tynecastle, and the pendulum swings once again. Hearts 1, Celtic 2 at Tynecastle. Both Glasgow sides are ahead now. Rangers leading by a goal to 0 here. Celtic 2-1 up at Tynecastle as Jan Danda does well for Dundee in the middle of the park. He's crowded out though by a good Rangers press, and Dundee have to come back to go forward, and Danda will pick up once again, plays a first time ball looking for Ashley Hay. Wasn't too good though from Danda, and there's loads of space for Tello Asgard just shy of the halfway line. He looks up, sees what his options are, just calms things down, goes over to his captain and goal scorer James Tavernier. 55, nearly 56 minutes played. Rangers 1, Dundee 0, Hearts 1, Celtic 2 on this seismic Sunday, we're calling it on our own website. The Premiership title race taking twists and turns every few minutes. Is there another one coming here as Rangers try and get a second for some insurance? JD Gassama chips the ball towards Asgard, takes it on the chest, and Majowski just couldn't quite get in there, and Dundee will bring the ball away, but there's no one really there to play it to. Hay is crowded out by a combination of Fernandez and Giga. Tavernier was there giving assistance.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be in the middle of that sandwich, I tell you. They're two big lads.
Rangers have given it away. That was loose from Raskin, I think it was. Good play from Imari Samuels. He's going to try and play over on the right hand side. Hay just looking a little bit heavy legged there. Ashley Hay. Fernandez was always going to get there first, but body language there tells me that Ashley Hay wanted a better pass. The overhead kick is poor from Magoma. Dundee now pick up in a dangerous area from a Rangers point of view. It's over on the right hand side, midway through in the Rangers half. Dundee have it. They've done well to get it to the byline. Can they get the ball across? Nice spin turn from Congreve. Still he has it. He has his jersey being held there, is he? No, says the referee. And a round of applause for the defending from Jayden Magoma. Mikey Muro crossed the halfway line for Rangers. You're going to try and hit on the break here. Now then, great chance for Rangers. Taylor Wasgard on the edge of the area. Comes in on his left foot, still Taylor Wasgard, still he's going, can't get the shot away. Dundee will hack the ball clear. That was a big chance for Taylor Wasgard, and he blew it. Imari Samuels will try and bring the ball away for Dundee. He's got a couple of Rangers players. He's done really well. Sorry, it's Yogan down this left hand side. He touches the ball away. Surely that's a foul. Surely that's a yellow card. It is for Nasser Giga, and that's well played, Tony Yogan. And Nasser Giga goes into the referee's book. Yeah,
it's exploded into life, this game hasn't it? Asgard tries to be too clever. Just put your foot through it. It's coming across your body. You're right-footed. Try and find that far corner to make it 2-0 to Rangers. He tries to chop back, the defender reads him like a book and manages to get the block in. Asgard, I think, feels he's been caught, but I don't think he was. And then Ugan down the other end runs forward. Gassama as well earlier in the game, just after he'd come on. It was a poor pass by Raskin, but Gassama's got to show more desire to get back in and defend. He didn't look interested. So yeah, the game sprung into life, and Dundee have got a free kick in a good wide position here, and Jan Danda's capable of delivering.
Well, it's breathless here at Ibrox at the moment as we trundle towards the hour mark. 58 minutes on the clock. It's Rangers 1, it's Dundee 0 over at Tynecastle. Celtic have gone back in front. Hearts 1, Celtic 2. Fascinating afternoon in the race for the title. Danda has the free kick for Dundee. It's just about level with the 18-yard line, but it's wide on his left-hand side, just a couple of yards in from the touchline. He takes it right-footed. It's far too close to the goalkeeper, but it very nearly goes in the top left-hand corner. Well, that's poor from Danda, but it was nearly the luckiest goal you'll ever see.
Yeah, it was nearly a good bad one, as they say, but it dipped just beyond the post. Jack Butland breathed a sigh of relief. I notice more and more he's not taking the goal kicks. He's leaving that to Fernandez and Giga, which not sure is advisable. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the big centre backs. I mean, they do defend their box well. It's just their positional sense, and they're a little bit lazy in possession at times, and I think it can cause them problems.
Dundee might just about win this back. No, Diamandi does well to smuggle possession back for Rangers. He plays it off the back of, who's that over there, Magoma. And Dundee will try and break down that right hand side. They want a free kick that's not coming. That's superb play there over on the left hand side, and Rangers will try and break, but again Dundee are doing well. They're hustling and harrying. That's surely a free kick there. Taylor Asgard just shoved his man out of the way. There's no way he was going to get away with that. A little bit of argy-bargy. The captain's been booked there now. He has to be well, and now he's pushed to the ground by Diamandi, and it's getting a little bit fractious in the middle of the park. I think the referee's going to want a word with both captains potentially, and I tell you what, Ethan Hamilton, the Dundee captain who's already been booked, needs to be very careful.
Yeah, he does, but it all starts from a Dundee free kick that wasn't given. Congreve was clearly fouled, and Kevin Clancy didn't give the free kick. Then goes into the middle of the pitch. Tempers are flared up slightly, and Asgard's lucky to get away without a booking there, because it was cynical. He pulled Hamilton back, and he should have been in the book, because Dundee have a centre back down.
Stephen Presley just having a wee conflab. Yeah, if it is Luke Graham, that is seriously bad news for Dundee. He is the glue that holds them together at the back. He's also pretty tidy in the opponent's box as well.
Yeah, that's my mistake. Ryan Astley.
So Astley with a little bit of attention to something. Again, they've been pretty solid today as a partnership. Certainly that first half there was lots of defending for them to do. They have conceded that second half penalty, expertly converted by James Tavernier, but I wonder whether Dundee might have to go to the bench here. He's still sitting down, still getting some attention. It looks like a face knock, but he's also getting attention to his right knee. Telo Asgard comes for a wee chat with his manager. He should have scored down there, Telo Asgard. He was played through clean on. I thought he might have taken the ball first time right footed, instead he chopped back and the chance was gone. A few of the Dundee players having a wee chat. They know that, well, with a 1-goal deficit, they're still very much in this.
Yeah, they are. As long as it remains one, I think the game's become too open for Danny Rowe. I don't think he'll enjoy the fact that it's end to end, because that means that Dundee are going to create more opportunities than they did in the first half, certainly. I think he'll want to get a little bit more control back in the game. I think they've lost that since the goal, and the substitutions have been made as well. So I think he'll be looking for a little bit more calmness, not as fraught in the middle of the pitch especially, and just try and regain some control. But Stephen Presley will be happy with the way the game's going. They'll create more opportunities if the game remains this way.
So it looks like treatment for some kind of face knock or nosebleed. It's still ongoing. Jersey's been taken off. I wonder if he might need a new jersey. There's blood all over it. And anyway, in any case, Dundee take the free kick. It's chipped towards the Rangers penalty area. Dundee at the moment playing on with 10. And Matty Samuels tries to play a 1-2. Rangers hack the ball clear, and Jan Danda's got some work to do. Takes a touch, goes back to his goalkeeper. And still Dundee play on with the 10 men. Well, Ryan Astley gets a new jersey which doesn't have a number on the back, but at least we'll know it's him.
If I couldn't identify him before, I'm going to struggle to identify him now, aren't I?
He's had some treatment for a nosebleed. He's been in the wars, but he's back on, and Dundee are coming forward. Now Danda, he's fouled there, is he? Yeah, pretty sure. The Rangers fans are not happy, but he had his left leg scooped away just as he was about to try and pass the ball over here to Yogan on the left hand side. Referee saw that one pretty much at the same time as me.
Yeah, I mean the substitutions have upset Rangers' rhythm slightly, and Dundee have taken advantage of that, as Stephen Presley looks like he's going to turn to his bench and try and take advantage of the bit of territory they've got in the game. They've been good in this second half, out with the opening couple of minutes where they conceded that penalty.
It's all gone a bit flat here at Ibrox, which is funny because right after half-time Rangers got their goal, there was a surge of optimism and noise around the ground, but now, as Rory says, and it's Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan live on BBC Radio Scotland with you, it's just a little bit edgy. In comes the free kick taken from a long way out. Well, goodness me, that was a daisy cutter. It was never going to threaten the goal, and I'm not entirely sure what Ethan Hamilton was thinking there, the Dundee captain.
Yeah, just the way he was standing, I thought, he's not shaping up to put this in the box, so I assume Jan Danda's going to be the one to deliver it in, but Hamilton decides he wants his name up in lights, but unfortunately for him, it was far from it as he dragged it well wide.
Well, with the best will in the world from that distance, it's going to take something utterly extraordinary to beat Jack Butland, and utterly extraordinary that was not. As Rangers try and pinch possession back deep inside Dundee territory, they've done so. They'll get a throw in for their troubles. The goal scorer and captain James Tavernier takes it quickly to Telo Asgard. Nico Raskan rolls his studs over the ball to bring it under control, and Rangers have it. Giga over there to his centre half partner Manny Fernandez, who's playing like a midfielder right now. He's nearly on the edge of the box as Rangers push just about everybody forward. Now then, Raskan in loads of space, tries a shot, it's a good one, it's just curving away from that left hand post. It was one of those ones where for one moment you think that's arcing into the corner, but the goalkeeper McCracken wasn't too worried. Rangers 1, Dundee 0, 65 on the clock.
They work the space well. Fernandez going forward into that midfield area creates an overload, and it finds its way to Raskin, and he just cuts across it. I don't think it was ever going to threaten McCracken. He doesn't make a clean connection with it, and he's frustrated with himself.
So the goal kick is taken by Dundee, not very well by the goalkeeper, and Rangers have the ball on the halfway line. Telo Asgard, who's been at the heart of things for Rangers for most of the match, he's had a couple of chances where he might feel he should score, particularly in this second half. He was pretty much clean through, delayed the shot, and the chance was gone. Yeah,
one of my biggest criticisms of Asgard would be that he slows the game down. He likes that, putting his studs on the ball and stopping it, and I think if you play in a Rangers team you need to move the ball quickly, sharply, precisely. I think he slows the game down, whereas today he hasn't done that. He's got it, he's taken it in, he's shifted it, and he's more often than not he's went forward with it.
There's a long ambitious ball down the left hand side for Jaden Magoma to chase. He's done unbelievably well to keep it in. He's on the byline now. Can he deliver a cross? Oh, he couldn't. He did all the hard work. However, Mikey Moore's bailed him out because he's done really well. The Londoner, he's tackled though, a strong tackle. The Rangers fans want a free kick that isn't coming, and Dundee win the ball back, but the Rangers press is good. They're hemming Dundee in. They're going to have to go all the way back, well, nearly to their goalkeeper. Instead, Luke Graham takes a touch deep inside his own area. Oh, he's sold his teammate short there. Yogan helps him out. Good control from Yogan, and Dundee still have the ball. I thought they'd given it away, but now Astley, having recovered from that treatment and with the new jersey, because there was blood all over his original one, he plays it. And the captain, Ethan Hamilton, spins, turns away from Raskan, slows it down for Dundee. Luke Graham in his own half steps forward from centre back. He's at the halfway line. He chips the ball forward looking for Hay, who flicks it on, looking for a willing runner. Is it going to come there for Jones? I don't think so. And then Rangers will play the ball away to Gassama down this right hand side. He's being urged by his own supporters to go with the ball and have a run at the box, which he's done. He's played it to Asgard just outside the area. He is pickpocketed though by Luke Graham, who's had a really good game for Dundee yet again. It's little wonder that some other clubs are looking at him, and Dundee have the ball back. Yeah,
it was a difficult one for Asgard, to be fair, because Kasama cuts in the pitch. He should release the ball earlier, he doesn't, and it pings out to Asgard via a deflection, so it wasn't a particularly easy one to take, and look, Graham does really well to nip in and win possession back for Dundee.
It's a fascinating afternoon in the Scottish Premiership, which, as things stand at the moment, is led by Hearts on 50 points. Celtic and Rangers both have 47, because Celtic are winning at Tynecastle by 2-1, and Rangers are a goal up here against Dundee, who are about to make a substitute. Who's that coming on? I think it's Joe Bevan. And Dundee have the ball. Bevan, the new signing from Burnley. Imari Samuels, and Dundee just go all the way back through Callum Jones to their goalkeeper John McCracken, who has been beaten by James Tavernier's 48th minute penalty, which gives us a scoreline after 68 minutes of Rangers 1, Dundee 0. But there still is tension in this football match. There's a 1-goal lead. Well, it may be enough, but it'll create a nervy last few minutes if Rangers can't get a little bit of insurance. They have the ball inside their own half. Now inside the centre circle is the second half substitute, Mohamed Diamande, who's telling everyone, particularly the crowd, to calm down. Rangers have the football. I'm hearing that Celtic are down to 10 men at Tynecastle. Austin Trusty sent off. Celtic lead by 2-1, and they are ahead of us in that game. Over at Tynecastle, they've got about 12 or 13 minutes to go. We've got much more here. So drama at Tynecastle. Celtic winning 2-1, but they're down to 10 men. Second game in a row they've had somebody sent off, as Hattati was sent off in their impressive 2-2 draw in Bologna through the week. Rangers here are looking for a second goal. They've played nearly 70 minutes. They lead by 1-0, and they're building well through the pitch now, in plenty of space on this right hand side near the edge of the penalty area. Is JD Gassama, thinks about taking on his man. A couple of step overs. Gassama steps over again, tries to play the ball in. Is that going to be a corner? I think it is. Yep, corner to Rangers.
Look, it's not bad from Gassama, but you just feel when he's twisting a defender up like that, it's 2 or 3 touches more than he has to have and needs. He'll get the ball into the box. Miovski must be pulling his hair out, thinking, I don't know when you're going to deliver the ball. I'm standing in the middle of the sticks, and it's step over after step over, chop after chop. He does win the corner in the end, but you're just looking for a little bit more, I think, from Gassama at times.
Jayden Magoma has gone across to take this corner kick for Rangers. Tavernier's there as well. It's Magoma to Tavernier, short, now back to Magoma, left footed, he chips it towards the back post. Couple of Rangers players are there. It's headed away by Dundee, who are appealing for something that's not going to be given by the referee, and now they could be in trouble. Raskan plays it across, and it's, I think, well saved by a combination of Graham and the goalkeeper, and John McCracken's not happy about something. He's berating the referee, or maybe 1 or 2 of his teammates as well. In any case, it's gone away for either a throw-in or a corner kick over on that far side. I think it might be a corner, is it? Because Tavernier's gone across to take it.
Yeah, it was a lovely ball from Mohamed Diamande, I have to say. He threads the ball through to Raskin. He makes a lovely run, really good run, which leads to the corner kick.
Another corner for Rangers. The goal scorer James Tavernier will take it, and it comes now, and the in-swinger is good, but the Dundee heads go up. They've headed it to the edge of their area. Diamande will pick up about 25-30 yards from goal, and he'll go over there to Tavernier, who then scoops a high ball up towards the back post towards Asgard. Dundee will get a chance to clear, not too far though, and Rangers still have it in a dangerous area from a Dundee point of view. A good tackle goes in there though from Jones, who's beaten to the ball, though he's fouled his man there surely. The referee does give the free kick. That was Gassama showing good energy there, fouled by Callum Jones. The substitution will come now, and it will be that man Jones who comes off. It's actually a double substitution, because Finn Robertson is coming on for Dundee, and so is Joe Bevan. Congreve is going off, so Dundee making the double sub. Callum Jones has come off. 11 for 14 actually has taken off Ashley Hay. In fact, sorry, Asgard. It's Asgard who's coming off, and he's been replaced by Nedim Bajrami. So it was Congreve, I think, who made way
which
there.
I'm surprised at.
Dundee.
I think he's done well today, Congreve. He's probably been livelier than, well, he has been livelier than Yogan. Maybe Bevan plays on the right hand side, so we'll wait and see what he can offer Dundee.
Ashley Hayes still there for Dundee, who are defending at the moment, but the header is weak, and Dundee will have possession of the ball. So Bajrami, Diomande and Gassama on for Rangers. Robertson and Bevan for Dundee. 72 and a half minutes played. Rangers 1, Dundee 0. Over at Tynecastle, 10-man Celtic are leading Hearts by 2-1. They must be into the final 10 minutes or so over there, I would have thought. Yep, 80 played at Tynecastle. We've only played 72 here. And while it's not quite nervy yet here at Ibrox, you sense that Rangers and their supporters want that second goal. Dundee still very much in it, but they are a goal down. They're also defending at the moment. The ball's back with their goalkeeper. John McCracken plays it out wide to Yogan, whose touch is decent, takes it away from Tavernier, but Rangers push Dundee back into their own box again. And if Dundee want to get something from this game, well, they don't want the ball to be deep inside their own half. They'll try and play through midfield just now. That's a nice spin turn there from Yogan. Sends Diomande out of the ground with that dummy, but again he's showing good energy, Diomande, and Yogan has to go back to Luke Graham, who has to go back to his goalkeeper. And you have to admire Rangers' discipline and energy, because even if they're not on the ball, they're pressing to try and get it back. Dundee trying hard to get the ball out of their own half. They trail by a goal to nil. We've played 74 minutes here at Ibrox, and it's a nice bit of possession from Dundee. I thought it was going to be given away actually, but Ashley Hay did really well to win the ball back. It's just stabbed forward, and now Ashley will do well to get it back to his goalkeeper. He takes a nice touch right in front of Mikey Moore. John McCracken does well there. Luke Graham will play it short, and that's given away. That's poor from Dundee, and a real chance for Rangers. Mikey Moore on the edge of the area, spins, turns, right-footed shot is blocked. Might come towards the edge of the area to Bajrami. He can't get the ball under control. Dundee breathe a sigh of relief there, and now they'll play over on that right hand side. Is there a foul there on the captain? No, play on, says the referee. And over on that right hand side, it's Joe Bevan who takes a good touch and goes towards the byline. He's sprinted back, crowded out by Magoma, who gives the substitute a wee shove in the back, and Dundee have to come back once again, but still they have it in the Rangers half over on that right hand side. Bevan plays it across. Now it's a shove in the back. Referee I don't think is going to give anything there. The Dundee fans opposite us, the wee pocket of supporters, were screaming for a foul there. Nothing doing, so Rangers have it back, but they have it deep inside their own half. They still lead by a goal to nil. 15 minutes left in this one. A few noises of discontent around us, I think.
Yeah, Mikey Moore should score. I don't know why Asgard and Mikey Moore have decided that they want to walk the ball into the net, but they have opportunities there to shoot from very close distances and are refusing to do so. And Dundee do look a threat up the other end. They're not really threatening the goal as such, but they're able to get up the pitch, and it's inevitable they will create one or two chances, whether that's from dead balls, corners, we'll wait and see. But it'll be interesting to see as well if Miovski plays the 90 minutes, because Chermikin Miovski, often whoever starts comes off. See if he's got any faith in Danilo to come on and see out the game.
Miovski's on the ball just now, just outside the Dundee area. He's played the ball over to the left hand side and invited the run from Magoma, who might get there but he might not, because Joe Bevan, who's just come on as a sub, shows him a clean pair of heels, but in comes the cross from Rangers. It's a good one. The Dundee heads get it to the edge of the area. Mikey Moore's underneath it there. Tavernier, now Diomande spins, turns, left footed shot is well wide. 76 minutes on the clock. Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
Yeah, he doesn't catch it, similar to Raskin before. This time it's Diomande's left foot, and it sails well wide of the goals, and Dundee will be full of belief going into the last 15 minutes that they will get an opportunity or two to try and peg this back.
The fascinating afternoon at the top of the Premiership continues. At the moment the live table still shows Celtic and Rangers on 47 points in second and third, 3 points behind the league leaders Hearts. That's because 10-man Celtic are winning 2-1 at Tynecastle as things stand at the moment, and Rangers are a goal to the good here against Dundee. But can Dundee get onto the ball here? I don't think they can, because Gassama's done well there. It's chipped forward towards Rangers, who nearly had a 2-on-3 through the middle, but Jan Danda in the centre circle does well for Dundee to win possession for the white-shirted visitors. Joe Bevan, the substitute on the far side, goes back to Danda, who looks up, looks for a runner. Ashley Hay had made the run, but he's offside now, so he has to come back, and Dundee come towards the halfway line. 13 minutes left. Now the big diagonal out towards Yogan. It's just too much for him, and Rangers have a throw in through the captain Tavernier, the goal scorer.
Yeah, I just wonder from Stephen Presley's point of view, when you give Simon Murray the nod to come on and be a pest in around Giga and Fernandez, because you don't want to be 2-0 down by the time you're doing that potentially.
Now then, Jayden Magoma Can he keep the ball in? Well, he's fast, but he's not that fast. He's put in a power of work down this left-hand side, and he's just berated one of the big centre-backs there for that loose pass, because he's basically telling them, look, I am quick, but I'm never going to get that. I need more quality, please, if you're going to make me do the long bursting run. Dundee have given it away. Nico Raskan's done really well. Edge of the area. Raskan, right footed, thinks about the shot now. Mikey Moore back to Raskan. Edge of the area. Diomande deflected. The ball's played away. Rangers are claiming for a penalty. Don't think so. Play on, says the referee. Tavernier just outside the edge of the area. Wide right now is Gassama. Plays it into Nico Raskan to Mikey Moore. Mikey Moore here. Good save from the goalkeeper. I think he's toe-poked that towards the right-hand side. Nice diving save from John McCracken. Corner Rangers.
Really good save, I have to say, from John McCracken. Instinctive, but once again, Raskin takes 4 or 5 more touches than he needs to get your shot away. Try and grab that second goal. But in the end, he does get his shot away. And it was a really good instinctive save by John McCracken.
He's had a good game, John McCracken. He's made a couple of saves from Taylor Asgard. That was a really good one there to deny Mikey Moore. He nearly got to James Tavernier's penalty. Brilliant dive to his right. He did get fingertips to the ball. It still found the corner of the net, which is why we still have a scoreline of Rangers 1, Dundee 0 as the home side through Tavernier have another corner kick. It's played towards the back post, and Dundee have just headed that behind for yet another corner. Incessant Rangers pressure as they seek the second goal that would just calm things down here at Ibrox. They'll know that there are precious league points here. A roar goes round because they also know that Hearts have equalised against 10-man Celtic at Tynecastle. Hearts 2, Celtic 2. The Rangers fans have heard that, and that's why they are re-energised. They're roaring their team towards a second goal here. Rangers lead by a goal to 0. Hearts 2, Celtic 2, and a cracker over at Tynecastle. Celtic down to 10 men as well, so they may well do well to survive with a point over there at Tynecastle. The Rangers fans are cheering their team on. The noise levels increase here. In comes the corner from Rangers to the back post. McCracken is all over it though, and he just gathers the ball for Dundee. Referee isn't happy with something. Well, it's deafening around Ibrox just now. Rangers are well and truly in this title race, especially if they can cling on to all 3 points here. They lead by a goal to 0, and Dundee have given the ball away. The referee thought about playing the advantage.
He needs to hold
he
on.
waited for a second, and then he decided to give the foul, and then if he'd waited slightly longer, they would have been away. Rangers. Double substitution coming. Curtis and Danilo coming on.
Yeah, can I just say, I don't actually think it was a foul in the first place. I think he falls down far too easily. And Rangers will be wishing they didn't get the foul, because Raskin was clean in goal. There's a whole lot of subs are being made. Finlay Curtis getting a run out. Simon Murray coming on for Dundee as well.
Simon Murray for Dundee, and Danilo coming on for Miovski. Mikey Moore has gone off. Finlay Curtis and Danilo have come on, and Dundee are changing. Yogan is coming off. A double substitute as well, so Simon Murray is coming on and Cottrell is coming on. Joe Cottrell, again one of the new Dundee signings, and Simon Murray takes the field as well.
Need to go back to 3 subs, Carradine. I'm serious, I much prefer that. I think making 5 subs each in a game is, if you need to make 5 subs in a game, I just think it's too much. I think 3 each was a much better number to be allowed to do. I know it's changed and times have moved on, but both teams are half different players on the pitch from the start of the game.
And then comes a free kick from Rangers. Still the ball is bouncing around the Dundee penalty area. Over on that left hand side is Gassama. Tries to get to the byline. He's done really well here. Can he get the cross in? It's played behind for yet another Rangers corner kick, as the home fans are just trying to suck the ball into that goal. Behind the Copeland stand, Rangers have taken a short corner kick. Tavernier at the edge of the area now, plays the ball towards the back post, so you could see the idea. Danilo had peeled off at the back post, but he couldn't get there. There was too much on it from Tavernier, and Dundee have taken it quickly, looking for the substitute, Simon Murray. It's given away in the middle of the park by Rangers, but won back by Diomande. The ball is on the halfway line. Raskin fizzes a ball across. Nice header down there by Finlay Curtis, who's just come on, but Dundee have it on the halfway line. A foul there from Curtis surely on Luke Graham. Rangers fans didn't like the shoulder barge on young Curtis. The referee saw nothing wrong with it, and then Curtis took Graham's legs away. We're into the final 7.5 minutes here at Ibrox, where Rangers still lead by a goal to nil. There's going to be lots of time added on at Tynecastle, where it's 2-2, and I'm hearing it'll be 8 minutes added on there. Drama in this Super Sunday for the title race in the Premiership. Rangers at the moment winning by a goal to nil.
Dundee just need to do a little bit more in terms of creating opportunities. They really do. It's some nice build-up play. They've got the ball into wider areas, but I don't think Jack Butland's had a save to make. He should have had one to make right after Rangers scored. However, Dundee didn't manage to capitalise on a great ball into the box from Ugan. He headed it wide. They just need, about 7 or 8 minutes to go, they need a moment of magic, a spark, somebody to get on the ball and make something happen, because whilst they've played okay, they've not really created anything at all.
2-2 at Tynecastle. They are into time added on there. 1-0 here for Rangers as the home fans are urging their side forward for the insurance of a second goal. Nice spin turn from Diamandi, plays a poor ball across though, and Dundee should bring it away, but they can't because Curtis wins it back for Rangers. It's constant pressure from the home side. The substitute Finlay Curtis delivers a ball straight down the throat of the Dundee goalkeeper John McCracken, and another attack breaks down. But time is running out now for Dundee. We're into the last 6 minutes of this match, and Dundee, if they don't get a goal, are going to leave Ibrox with nothing but a few plaudits for a pretty impressive defensive display. But they have conceded a goal. They now will go forward through Bevan over on that right hand side. He asks a lot of Simon Murray, but the ball's stabbed out for a throw in to Dundee across on that far side. We're into the last 5 minutes here. Dundee take the throw in quickly. They have it over on that right hand side. They need to get the ball into the box though. If they go back to the halfway line, which they do now, I think a lot of the momentum will go out of that period of play. Stephen Presley is looking for more from his players. They're playing very patient football now though. The ball's back in the centre circle at the halfway line, and they've come across to this near side. Dundee going forward now. They have the ball at the edge of the area. Can they get across? They can't, because it's still in there. The ball will not go out, and now finally it's stabbed clear, and Danilo can't quite get onto the ball.
Danny Rose urging his team up the pitch. Again, that was really good from Charlie Riley. Actually took initiative, cut inside, he played Amari Samuels in. Raskin did extremely well, not only to stop the ball going out, but retain possession. But Dundee have got their tails up here.
They're having a go now, Dundee as well. They might, because they trail back a goal to nil with 4 and a bit minutes left. Rangers though have a potential counter-attack on here. They're across halfway. The white shirts go back for Dundee. Rangers try to play it through towards Danilo. That's poor from Bajrami though, and Dundee will pick up. The ball is not where they want it to be though. It's with their own goalkeeper, with exactly 4 minutes to go of the regulation 90, but there will be some time added on. Rangers 1, Dundee 0 at the moment. They will make up ground on both Hearts and Celtic, who are drawing 2-2 at Tynecastle. They're into stoppage time there, deep into 8 minutes of time added on there. Plenty of drama at Tynecastle. But at the moment the live table reads Hearts on 51, Rangers on 47, Celtic on 45. So Hearts would have a 4-point lead over Rangers if things stay the way they are, and Rangers a couple of point cushion over Celtic. 1-0 to Rangers here at Ibrox. Rory Loy and Kerdy Nidsan. We are live on BBC Radio Scotland medium wave. We're on Sounds Extra, digital and online. Rangers with the goal that gives them all 3 points. James Tavernier's well taken penalty. Dundee with the ball with their own goalkeeper. That's not where they need it if they're to get something from this match. Is there late drama here at Ibrox? John McCracken, the goalkeeper, plays the ball long, looking for a Dundee foot. Rangers hesitate at the back. It goes to goalkeeper Butland, whose left foot goes through the ball. It goes high into the evening sky here at Ibrox, floodlights burning brightly above us, and Rangers have possession. They have it near halfway with Finlay Curtis, goes across halfway, the youngster, he runs into trouble though. Yeah, he does well. Samuels concedes the throw in, but he gets a round of applause. The second half late substitute Finlay Curtis, he's come on to hopefully settle things down, the 19-year-old.
It's been scrappy again from Rangers. If they do get out here with a 1-0 win, then it's been scrappy, it's been dogged, but it would be another win on the board, and that is crucial at this moment in time. You would have to say, as the fans chant Danny Rowe's name, it's been far from a classic, and Dundee still have, with added time, probably another 5 minutes to try and grab a goal.
And given the score at Tynecastle, this would be a huge win for Rangers, a huge 3 points as they come forward down the right hand side with Finlay Curtis. He commits a foul there, I think. Yep, foul's given against him, so Dundee will have the ball deep inside their own half. It's still 2-2 in the dying embers of the game at Tynecastle. Rangers are a goal to the good here. It means Rangers would go a couple of points clear of Celtic and close to within 4 of league leaders' Hearts. They're still playing though at Tynecastle, I hasten to add. We are still playing here. 88.5 minutes on the clock. Rangers still lead Dundee by a goal to nil. James Tavernier, the goal scorer from the penalty spot. He has the ball at the corner flag, but he's not going to win a corner there. He's now going to have to jog back to halfway to get himself back into position as right back for the last minute of the regulation 90, with his side leading thanks to his penalty by a goal to nil. Dundee are trying to play some nice football through the middle of the park. There's a foul there surely by Nico Raskan, and Dundee are furious with the referee, saying we want to get this underway quickly. They will do now. They need a goal and they need it quickly. 89 minutes on the clock and Dundee still trail. They still have the ball inside their own half. Is there some late drama here? We're waiting to find out how much time will be added on here as Dundee try and come forward. We think maybe 4 minutes as Dundee try and press forward through Luke Graham. He's taken a bit of a gamble here. He's spread the play over to the right hand side. Oh, it's not a good ball though. He had Joe Bevan on that far side, but he couldn't find the quality in the pass. It's gone all the way out for a throw into Rangers, and for once Rangers will be in no hurry to take it with the score at Rangers 1, Dundee 0, with just 30 seconds left of the 90.
Yeah, it was a little bit rushed, a little bit desperate and he'd actually done the hard bit. He'd stepped in, he'd nipped the ball off Danilo's toes, and he'd driven forward, and he had loads more time and space than I think he realised. He tries to force the pass out to the other side, and Bevan, he ends up just shelling it out the pitch.
Dundee have the ball on halfway. The 90 minutes have nearly come and gone. Rangers trying to protect a 1-goal advantage. Danilo trying to put some pressure on the goalkeeper McCracken, but he's got plenty of time, John McCracken, as the 4 minutes board goes up. 4 minutes of time added on starts right now as Dundee give it straight to Danilo. Can he finish the game here? Danilo right-footed, scores for Rangers. The game's over now. The 3 points are secured now, and Dundee have absolutely shot themselves in the foot. The ball was passed straight to Danilo, about 25 yards from goal. He took one touch towards the edge of the area and stroked the ball into the bottom left-hand corner beyond the beleaguered figure of the goalkeeper McCracken. Rangers 2, Dundee 0. Game over here, and a massive 3 points for Rangers thanks to Danilo.
Yes indeed. See what happens when you shoot. You don't try to walk the ball into the net and wait for defenders to recover. It's a terrible mistake, don't get me wrong, from a defensive point of view from Dundee, but Danilo, no mistake whatsoever. He takes a couple of touches, he sets himself, he finds the far corner, and you would have to say they've shot themselves in the foot, Dundee, because they had 4 minutes to get the ball forward, put the defensive Rangers under pressure and try and create something, but that chance has now been given up, and it's of their own doing, Kerridine, it really is. And you would have to say, over the course of the game, with the chances Rangers created, without being at their sparkling best, Dundee have created little to nothing, so it's difficult to argue with Rangers getting the 3 points probably at this stage.
The momentum continues for Rangers. They're racking up the points, they're racking up the wins, but Dundee will be absolutely furious with themselves. There was always a chance at 1-0. There's no chance when you give a Rangers centre forward a clear sight of goal with 91 minutes on the clock and you're already 1-0 down. That's why Ibrox is bouncing. That's why they are singing. It's all over at Tynecastle. 10-man Celtic have held on for what could be a very valuable point for them. Hearts 2, Celtic 2. And that's music to the ears of the fans here at Ibrox, who are celebrating that Danilo goal. They're celebrating another 3 points. They're celebrating 8 wins in a row. They're celebrating the rise and rise under Danny Rowe. Dundee are trying to come forward just now, but it's all too little, too late. They need 2 goals in less than 2 minutes to salvage something here, and quite frankly, that is never happening in a million years. Tavernier for Rangers chips the ball up towards Danilo, and he might now have the run on Graham. He's done well there, Luke Graham. He's just stepped away from the Rangers centre forward. He's taken a risk though, Luke Graham. He's given it to Bajrami. He should have played it a lot earlier. Rangers could be in here again for a third. It's almost like a 4-on-4, but Dundee are scrambling to get the ball back. Shot from distance comes in from Gassama. Not one of his best. It goes harmlessly by for a goal kick, but with 1 minute of stoppage time still to play, the Rangers fans are standing up. They're loud and they're proud. They are 2-0 up and they're going to win this football match.
They are. I don't know what Luke Graham was thinking there. I think he was wanting to take on the full Rangers team and try and score, because he wasn't for passing it for love nor money. He gives the ball away. Rangers nearly got a third.
Well, we thought this would be a fascinating afternoon in the race for the title, and it has turned out just to be exactly that. Welcome if you're joining on all frequencies here at Ibrox. We are deep into stoppage time. It's Rangers 2, Dundee 0. Danilo has just added to James Tavernier's second half penalty. Both goals coming in the second half. Rangers looking for a killer third here. The points are going to be with Rangers. Then comes a shot. Oh, what a goal! That'll do it for Rangers. Gassama with a beautiful curling effort from outside the edge of the area. Well, they've turned on the afterburners, have Rangers. Danilo scored on 91 minutes. That was a gift from Dundee, but that was all about the quality of JD Gassama stepping inside his man, edge of the area, right-footed shot, curling beyond the beleaguered figure of John McCracken in the Dundee goal, who's lost 2 goals in second half stoppage time. Rangers 3, Dundee 0.
Yes, indeed. I said before the game that recently JD Gassama had been all sizzle, no steak. Well, there's your steak, Kerradine. That was a lovely finish. He cuts inside and gives John McCracken absolutely no chance, and that's how quickly it can turn. I've been here before myself. You're in the game with 5 minutes to go and you end up in the end of a 3 or 4-0 defeat, and that's what Dundee have done today, and it's a lovely finish from Gassama, I have to say.
And there goes the final whistle. That is that. 8 wins in a row for Danny Röhl and Rangers. 6 league wins in a row makes it 18 precious points for Rangers, who've beaten Dundee by 3-0 here, deservedly so. But it's extraordinary to think that when the clock ticked to 90 minutes, it was only 1-0. Dundee were enjoying some good possession, and we wondered if there was a twist in the tail. Well, that twist came from Dundee, a self-inflicted wound really. They gave the ball straight to Danilo, middle of the pitch. He ran towards the edge of the area and calmly slotted the ball beyond John McCracken in the 91st minute. That was for 2-0 after James Tavernier, remember, on 48 minutes had calmly slotted home yet another penalty for his 9th goal of the season. Rangers were in the box seat then. They were home and hosed really when Danilo scored on 91. The icing on the cake coming from JD Gassama. Spectacular curling effort from the edge of the area on 93 minutes. And when you add all of that with the scoreline from Tynecastle of 2-2, no wonder Rory Loy, the Rangers supporters, are going home extremely happy this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. For long spells of that game, it wasn't pretty at all. It was scrappy, it was hard fought, and it looked like they were going to get a scrappy 1-0 win. However, towards the end, Dundee shoot themselves in the foot. Danilo shows his instinctive ability, nips in, takes the ball, takes a couple of touches, slots it in the corner, and Gassama with a lovely finish at the end to make it 3-0, which flattered Rangers, to be honest. They did create quite a few chances, and they could have had 3 or 4 goals earlier, but wasteful in front of goal. As for Dundee, I expected them to create more opportunities. They created little to nothing in terms of actual goal scoring opportunities. So the best team won in the end. It probably shouldn't have been 3, but they'll not care.
Tavernier, Danilo, Gassama, all in the second half, have blown Dundee away. Rangers 3, Dundee 0 here at Ibrox. And doesn't the top of the table make for interesting reading? Third place Celtic, 45 points. Second place Rangers, 47 points. 4 behind league leaders Hearts, who are on 51. A fascinating afternoon in the Premiership indeed. Good stuff from Rangers, especially near the end. It finished here at Ibrox. Rangers 3, Dundee 0.
This